Hey guys, welcome to Broad Street to Britain live watch along as the
Woo!
Braves and the Phils are about to start first pitch right now in this incredibly huge series for the Phils as Trey Turner Bryson Stott already takes a ball and a strike. So we are underway in the game. Alex, this series is absolutely massive for the Phils as
Oh,
Stott
he
already
lifted one.
already out to center field. So one down already. But Alex, this series, after the spark, hopefully we had last night, can get the Phils in the way because they got to win this series. They got to at least split the series. Winning would be huge, and it would really kickstart the season.
Yeah, it's not totally necessary that they win. A win would be nice. Like that would absolutely instill some confidence in this fan base. But I'm really well. If Dylan Dodd is going to get pitches like that all night, I think we're going to be in for some unfortunate viewing. But yeah, it would be nice to see a Phillies win of the series. But I also think that this is a big kind of get right moment for them, right? I mean, we're about to turn to June,
Big time.
and listen, we're heading to July, and the Phillies are not looking entirely grand. And July can be a huge turning point in terms of additions, subtractions, and obviously Dave Dombrowski. This is their window, right? Dave Dombrowski.
This is it
gonna,
right now.
He's gonna cash in, but the degree to which he cashes in is very much in question based on where the Phillies stand. A month from now. And that is why it's really important that in June they kind of refine their stride. A win for this series would be a really nice start to that. That is for certain.
It really would be. The Phils are 2 out. Bryce Harper getting some nice boos as he takes the plate, as he does in most visiting ballparks at the moment. Stotts flew out to center, a ground out for Trey Turner.
And the important part about that ground out being that he grounded out on almost an identical pitch. There's a single for Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper base hit. There we go.
Identical pitch to what was called for Dylan Dodd on the outside of the strike zone. So, look, I think it's really going to be an umpire's game tonight.
I hope not, because Dylan Dodd's a rookie. He's a soft, tough lefty. Yeah. We can get to him. We don't need the Blues getting involved in this one. We got to take care of business.
Of course, but what I mean by that is, these are two guys that rely on more deception than they do pure stuff, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see what the strike zone looks like today. And if the strike zone looks like this for Dylan Dodd, well, it sure as hell better look that way for Aaron Nola too, is what I will say.
2-0 to Casti up at the plate. Casti's got a bit quiet the last 7 days. It's not been it's been averaging 192, with just the 1 RBI, 1 stolen base so far in the last week for Casti. And 2-1 for Castellanos. Can we do anything here? Can we get him? Can we get Bryce into runner in scoring position? Can we do any damage to the Braves? That's what the Phils did so well the last time we met in, of course, the postseason in that incredible NLDS series. Early damage was done. Can the Phils do it again?
Maybe runners in scoring position isn't where you want to be. I mean, based on what this team has done, maybe you'd prefer a 2-run homer here. I think that's what you'd ideally like to see. But it's been really, really interesting to watch kind of the cool down of some of these bats and the reheating of some others. I mean, we talked on the podcast about JT Realmuto, obviously, until very recently was scorching hot and then kind of took a little bit of a step back. Nick Castellanos was scorching hot, took a little bit of a step back.
Full count right now, by the way. Full count right now.
Hopefully starting to see Trey Turner pick up the bat a little bit. Bryson Stott has been red hot. So, it's really funny how the Phillies and baseball in general have this nature of when, one guy gets hot, another goes cold. One guy gets hot, another gets cold. It's just a whole hullabaloo that I really don't understand, but that's the way of the game. It is. It's just the way that it works. Just so funny to me.
Brett says the Phils are the kings of the 2-out hits. They really are. And again, last night, the incredible comeback.
Truly.
The bottom of the ninth, again, 2 out. magic from Trey Turner. Let's just fingers crossed.
I can't tell you
how many times we said that this season.
Something I expected less of. There was nothing I could have less expected than Trey Turner's home run yesterday. I mean, that was a horrible, horrible game for him up to that point too. As there goes Nick Castellanos, unfortunately flying out. But that was a horrible, just a dreadful game for Trey. And then off he comes with a 2-run home run to tie the ball game. In the least expected moment, which is just
booed in the 7th with one of the worst swings I've ever seen. I think a lot of us could do better. He says his own mom booed him.
Yeah. Well.
But yeah, to then come back with one of the biggest swings of the season so far, without a doubt, and one of the funnest games and one of the best comebacks, and probably one of the best games of the season so far. Because at 5-0 down, I know it was UK friendly, but I was struggling. I stuck with it, but I was struggling. But
yeah.
it's the small ball came good for the Phils,
yep.
And then it just clicked. And yet again, once the Phils got a sniff, once they got those 3 runs back and got within 2, the fans got going. A big crowd again. The bank has been packed.
Right.
Fantastic crowds. The bank got going. And then, as we saw in the postseason, the second half of the season last year, when visiting teams come to the bank and that place gets going, they melt. They completely melt. And that's what happened to the D-backs, who, by the way, I thought the D-backs legit.
Yes.
I think they look pretty good.
You want to talk about a team that thrives on small ball? That team is, and there are many guys on that squad overperforming right now. I mean, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is really good, and I'm really excited to see what kind of contract he gets this offseason. He's put up really solid batted ball rates throughout his entire career in the U.S. But I'm really interested in Geraldo Perdomo and what's going on there, because he just seems to be finding every single hole that has ever existed in against every opponent. He is outperforming his expected stats by eons. It's insane. It's actually wild. So I'm really interested to see how they trend going forward. But they also, they've got the most speed in baseball, bar none. Corbin Carroll, Jake McCarthy in AAA.
I was mightily impressed. I know the D-backs are in that wild card spot, and I thought, you got the Pirates, the Marlins, D-backs, and I was thinking that they ain't going to finish that way. But the D-backs, I legitimately think they're going to be there or thereabouts. As Aaron Nola takes to the mound, Alex, what Aaron Nola are we going to get today?
Like I said, it really depends on the strike zone.
That's a first pitch out. There we go.
You're ahead of me for sure. It's because my stream keeps going unlive for some reason.
Acuna. Whoa, look at that.
You love to see that.
Go.
Putting him away is really important in this series.
I was going through the stats. Acuna's slowing down this last week, and I say slowing down for the moment because he's been.
You better knock on some wood.
An incredible start, but this past week he's averaging just 2.22, 1 RBI, 1 home run, 3 stolen bases. So
that would have been an absolute. Would have been an absolute tank if that was fair. But like I mentioned, I think what you really have to watch out for, I think tonight in particular, is the strike zone. If Aaron Nola is getting the same calls that Dylan Dodd was getting in that first inning, you're probably going to see a really good Aaron Nola. If Aaron Nola is not getting those calls, he's going to put those pitches there, and that's going to be really unfortunate. Aaron
Nola's slowly getting into the season now, isn't he? His ERA is at lowest it's been all season. It's still 4.31, 4-3 record. Has shown glimpses. Bit Jekyll and Hyde every game, isn't he? The game he comes out hot in is great. That's Aaron Nola. That's our race in the mound. And then the other games, it's this is just not good. Yeah. But his longevity is coming back. He's been over 6 innings in his last 8 games, over 7 in his last 2 games, as looks like Olsen has just got on a single on base.
Yeah, right off the end of the bat, unfortunately.
It's just one of those bloops straight into the no man's land, isn't it? And that's landed right in front of Castellanos. No magic catch this time. Tell you what, watch this now back at back in Atlanta just brings back memories, flashbacks.
It really does.
Catch.
I wasn't expecting it to, but like it really does bring back. I mean, because that was, I don't know if anybody remembers, but last year I was very fortunate to get to go to game 2, game 3. I honestly can't remember which game I went to, but I got to sit with my dad in the outfield, and that was really cool. Because getting to enjoy a game of baseball with anybody that you love is always very special, but particularly a game of playoff baseball with a team that hasn't made the playoffs in a long time, especially when we grew up in the South Jersey, Philadelphia area. So that was just really special to me, and getting to witness the Phillies take home a win with my dad was pretty cool. And just seeing Aaron Nola on the bump against the Braves, it really does.
He owned it that game. He was mighty. It was game 3. Oh, where's that going? Is that Riley? It's gone.
Oh boy, there you go. Oh well, and he's been cold as well, which is the really unfortunate thing.
Right. Well, no, he's hitting 400. Is it? Well, that's his first time running over a week, but he was averaging 400 in his last 7 games.
Okay, so hot coming into this, but a cold season for him by all accounts. He has.
I can see that pitch again. That looked pretty.
It looked pretty center cut, if you ask me.
I
wasn't.
Oh my god! It is. Riley's not missing that.
Well, if you're gonna it did look like that second pitch that he threw to Matt Olson in that at bat was a curveball, and it really floated outside. So I think he's trying to really find that command right now, and I just don't think it's there, which is probably why you saw it hang. But man, it's really unfortunate. I really think that Aaron Nola is coming up incredibly small thus far this year as another center cut fastball.
Yeah,
thank God that's in a glove.
Marsh is there. Good jump by Marsh, actually, because that looked like it was dropping in.
But I really, it's unfortunate because, Aaron Nola really does have this every other year kind of thing going on, where, he's dynamite one year and then just, something happens the next. And I've had a long-standing theory where, I think they've just been really messing with the baseballs these last few years. So I think, he finally gets used to a baseball, he really settles in, and then they shift it, whether that's, because offense is way up across the league this year. I'm not going to go as far as to say as the ball is juiced, but, there are more home runs this year. There are more, and maybe that is just by virtue of the shift being gone. More guys are happy to pull the baseball, whatever. It is just really, it's really odd that, somebody like Aaron Nola, who is just utterly dynamite most of the time, has this kind of trend going on where he every other year something seems to happen where he doesn't exactly look like himself, and that would be this year. And especially when you're a guy that relies on command over anything else, you rarely see him make mistakes. Like the last 2 at bats, that pitch to Murphy definitely was not supposed to be center cut.
No, although he's bouncing back a bit here. He's got Rosario a little bit tied up here at 2-2 now. So going to watch that pitch count as well. Murphy flew out to center to Marsh. Let's just see if I can get this inning, and then we can get back to Dodd.
Well, if he can keep the pitch count low,
at least
you get there. You go. See,
you got him. Okay,
and that's
all right.
Yeah, well, it's never going to be fun for both for us and then for the people watching when the Phillies get into a hole. But I do think that there's every reason to believe that they can absolutely come back against Dodd today. I think that if your team is getting well, I shouldn't speak too soon because Tommy Henry ran all over them for 5.2 innings the other night. So and that probably shouldn't have happened. So
I look at opposing pitchers' ERAs and I pay no attention to it because we have such a tendency of making these bad pitchers look like all-stars, And of course, last night we go out against one of the best pitchers in baseball and got the win. I don't call it. You just don't know what to call with the Phils anymore, do you? You just don't know what you're gonna get.
Well, I think
Dodd's ERA is 6.46, but it's his first game actually in quite a while. He hasn't
played. He's been floating.
Made the fourth last time he played.
Yeah. He's been floating back and forth, but it's really odd too. The Braves are having significant rotation troubles, and they are having probably one of the luckiest stints of spot starting that I've ever seen. Bryce Elder, who pitched for them last night, is by all accounts, and I wish I could share my screen here, but like by all accounts, he looks terrible peripherally. I mean, he's getting the crap beat out of him when it comes to hard hit metrics. But somehow everything is just landing in the glove. And obviously they're down Max Fried and Kyle Wright right now. Should be an Achilles blow, and it's just.
You think I was going through the stats. The Braves team ERA is the fourth best in baseball,
which is crazy.
3.62, but they had that real hot start. They've plateaued a bit in the last 10 games. They're 5-5, but they've had a real tough run. They've been on the West Coast, I think, twice in the last few weeks.
And what's absolutely
just come out of the series with the Dodgers.
Let me look at.
This is our first series against the Braves all year. This is as Schwarber takes to the plate. This is our first series against another NL East team.
But listen to this. Bryce Elder, his ERA currently 2.01. You would think, oh my gosh, wow, he must be pretty good. Expected ERA is 4.57. That's like Bailey Falter levels of
I know,
the guy that you don't want to see on the mound. So it's pretty interesting how
the Braves have been helped by their good start, because they really have. The second half of May, they've plateaued. Unfortunately, we keep tripping over ourselves. The Marlins, who lost again today, the Mets, who are playing now, are also. I think we're all playing 500 baseball at the moment in the division. So we're all back to where we sort of started, aren't we? Really, but it just annoys me that it's so frustrating that we just can't take advantage as Kyle Schwarber's down on strikes looking. Oh boy.
Well, at least June is right around the corner. But like I said, if Dodd is going to get that pitch, it's really important that Aaron Nola starts finding the corners, because this is a friendly strike zone right now. That pitch is a pitcher's best friend. If he can paint the black on a slider like that, that's where Aaron Nola's two seam wants to be. Right, like that's exactly where you want it. So, I don't know. I think as long as Nola can bring his command around, I think you'll probably be a bit happier with the Aaron Nola you see in these next few innings. But also,
JT base hit. I was just gonna say JT goes well against lefties. This is the perfect type of pitcher, a soft toss lefty in Dodd at the moment. So JT on base.
Well, and that's the thing, too. When you look at the Phillies lineup, they have really struggled against lefties, and it's no wonder, because they are missing their best
Turner. His record's really good against lefties.
And they are missing their best.
They're showing Bohm's last hit last night. I was like,
he changed uniforms. No, they are really missing Rhys Hoskins, both from from every angle, but particularly from a right-handed hitting angle. Which is why it is going to be really important that they, at the deadline, go out and find a good right-handed hitter. That's going to be really
Derek Hall's due back, of course. He's starting his rehab next week.
He is a left-handed hitter, but
go on!
You're ahead of me.
Get out there!
Did he do it?
Let's go!
Oh, the man, the myth.
Alec Bohm! 2-2.
Wow.
Crushed it. And I was just getting to my notes where Bohm again is another player who should be hitting lefties really well this year. Boom goes the Bohm. 2-2 tie game.
That was a
sorry, Alex. As you were.
No. I'm gonna send out a tweet about it, but that is really that's the Alec Bohm that you want to see. 433 feet.
Crushed. Hey, who had that in the competition? Let's have a look. Who's won the UK Phils t-shirt? Who had Bohm second? Travis Takes at Travis_Takes. You, my friend, have won the UK Phillies t-shirt. I will DM you after the game. 2-2 for Bohm. In two at bat. No, he didn't home run. No, sorry, he didn't home run last night. I don't know about
you. Well, he almost did.
I know. I got so excited and I was jumping up and down last night. Didn't actually realize. I thought Bowman hit a grand slam. I didn't realize that it hadn't gone.
Yeah, that looked really good off the bat when he was. Oh man, that I was really hoping. But even so, you take what you can get, right? Like
really encouraging signs for Bowman that he's starting to again find his launch angle. Because we saw
he's lifting it. He's lifting the baseball. That is for certain. That was absolutely walloped. What was the EV on that? Only 104.9, which is like not as hard as I thought it would be hit. Austin Riley's, in the meanwhile, went 460 feet at 114 miles an hour.
Marsh full count as well. Marsh, by the way, seen that chiropractor who
a base hit up the middle. Way to go, Brandon. I want to see him at leadoff. I want to see him at leadoff really bad. I think he belongs up there. He is walking a lot. He is would you
have start out of leadoff for Marsh?
Yeah, I would. I think
if we're comparing stats, actually Marsh
Nola.
Yeah, Nola. Actually, Marsh and Stott's stats are pretty much identical. There's nothing. Stott's average is a bit better, although Stott this last week has been absolutely crushing it.
But take a look at their on-base percentages and also just how much.
Marsh's walks is getting him ahead. Yeah,
and how much
had that dip in May, didn't he?
Well, and the amount of damage that Marsh is doing with the bat. I mean, he has a really, really good look about him right now. And I'm really interested to see what happens there's that pitch again. If Dylan Dodd is getting the top of the zone like that, you really have to hope that Aaron Nola is going to get those same calls. But what I was talking about, you really, really, you want to see the way things pan out. But Mickey Moniak, is off to a very hot start with the Angels. Now, I'm not one to believe that anything has changed. I think the Angels are dreadful when it comes to developing talent. And I don't think they really made any discernible changes to Moniak since he's arrived there, other than give him a really great environment to play in, which is nice. He's home. He's surrounded by incredible role models. But I hesitate to think that, his progress, whatever that might be, is going to stick. That being said, I still think the way that Brandon Marsh has looked to start the year, I would take that over Moniak, 20 out of 20 times.
Oh, yeah. Moniak needs to sort of play more than 20 games in a row to the injury. And I hope it works out for Moniak. I really do like Mickey. Really hoping it works out for him.
I haven't had time to dig into the stats yet, but I'm almost positive that all but one of his home runs have come against fastballs, which I don't know why anybody is ever throwing him anything other than breaking stuff. I really don't, because he can't hit breaking balls. He just can't. So I'm really interested to see where he goes from here. I think we're probably going to see him settle back down to reality eventually. But who's to say? I also hope he succeeds. I think that'd be a really amazing story
for him, because he's been rocked by his whole career so far has been rocked by injuries, and just every single time it looks like he's getting back on track.
Yeah, he was optioned a total of 13 times, said Sam Blum of The Athletic, which is that's crazy. I think that is absolutely wild.
Oh, Stotts just hit one into the outfield. Gets down when we get a run in.
Oh,
Marsh is racing around third. Come on, Marshy.
That split the gap. He's going to get there. Yeah, for sure.
When the Phillies lead.
There you go.
Here we go.
Bryson Stott hitting the hell out of the ball lately. I mean, that's pretty. That's exciting to see.
His last 7 days, he was averaging 360. You can push that straight up as well. Another RBI, 7 RBIs in the last week as well.
More than just averaging 360, he is slugging. He's hit 2 or 3 home runs in this last week or so, and then that's another double to tack on. It's pretty good. I'm excited by that change. And they were talking about I think it was Matt Gelb in The Athletic was talking about how they've worked on flattening his bat path, which is honestly very important. It's very much what you see with guys like Bo Bichette, these high contact guys. that are really experiencing high slugging totals. That's the kind of approach that you see those guys take. Bo Bichette, really flat bat path. The only other one that really jumps to mind right now is somebody like and just because I've been watching a lot of film of him, Zach Neto, who the Angels just called up. He's that same way, really flat bat path. Lots of guys with high contact profiles.
Yeah.
Oh, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., really flat bat path, and they just crush the ball without even trying too much.
I tell you what, a Turner RBI here would be really big, not just
Wouldn't that be
game,
nice?
but the Turner to come off last night and now gets because RBIs, runners in scoring position in general, has been a struggle for the Phils, but for Turner especially, who we know can get on base especially when there's nobody on base as well. But it's just those clutch moments, moments from Trey Turner we just haven't had yet until last night. And then let's see if he can do it again tonight. He's 1-1 right now.
Would be really nice to see him start swinging the bat. And speaking of flat bat path, would be really nice to see him have a little bit more flatness to his path.
Don's commands is everywhere right now.
Yeah, well, I'd imagine he's probably pretty rattled.
This is well, come on. 2 outs, of course. We are the king of 2-out hits. Trey Turner.
But this is exactly, we saw the same thing with Bailey Falter too, and it just so happens that he's also kind of a soft tossing lefty. When things spiral, they spiral pretty bad. And I think that right now, after you give up a couple of rockets, you're going to be a little timid when it comes to throwing stuff down the middle of the plate, no matter who's at the plate.
Especially when you got Turner and then Bryce and then Casty.
It's spooky.
Turner.
He really wants to get out of this, and I guess he does by your reaction. You're ahead of me.
How do I keep creeping ahead?
I don't know. I think it's because I keep tabbing out. So I'll leave it. I'll leave it on my.
All right, Phils. The Phils lead in Atlanta 3-2. It's very rare we say that in a regular season. The Braves had the overall record against the Phils in the season, 11-8. However, when it mattered in the NLDS, they were run out of town in Philly. And of course, we won game 1, and that was a classic game, 7-6. Again, early damage by the Phils. Castellanos, of course, that catch when the Braves pulled it back to 1 run and looked like the momentum was with them. Casty came from nowhere. Zach Eflin got the save that day. Oh, Zach Eflin. Great to see him doing so well with the Rays now as well, of course.
Yes, it is.
So the Phils, this Phils team should not be, that whole voodoo of not being able to win in Atlanta should have been gone after the last October, because we had a real problem winning in Atlanta, especially the last few years gone by. Now we've gone there when it really mattered in a packed out in a stadium in a ballpark in Atlanta. We've gone and got a win there. We know what it takes to win there. And now let's just see if Aaron Nola can now settle in. And we need a clean inning. We need a scoreless inning, a shutdown inning right here, Alex.
Yeah, truly. And I honestly, to go off of what you were saying, I mean, it's like I was saying earlier, I shockingly have good memories of the Phillies playing the Braves. And that was not the case some years ago. But now I look at a Phillies Braves series and I'm like, oh, I don't mind that. That gives me good memories. And that in and of itself, to me, feels pretty good. And so I think that, like you mentioned, that voodoo magic really should just melt away, because they've proven that in the big spots they can make it happen.
Exactly, and to tell you what, winning this game tonight would be huge, because going on the back of the spark last night, then coming to Atlanta, 4-game series against Atlanta, of course. Yeah. Saturday UK friendly for those who are up in the UK right now at 12:50 a.m. in the morning.
I can't believe you're awake right now.
I've had coffee.
That's
the come down is going to be hard. I'm going to need to keep topping up.
I hope for your sake that this game goes incredibly quickly.
It's not gone to a good start.
I cannot believe you're awake. I just realized that. You're a madman. You're an absolute madman.
Yes, I am. And it's not just me, buddy. I've already seen the UK Phils group chat. There's other UK Phils fans up watching.
Well, I'm sure they won't be up for the whole thing. Right?
Morgan Bruce, Drew Ashurst.
Ooh! That was a gnarly cutter from
That's
Aaron
more
Nola.
like it. Albie's swing and then a missing there.
Oh, that's gross.
Let's get it.
Are we getting a visit from Mr. Pete tonight? Did I see that was happening?
If he's up, I don't know what mood he's in because the Marlins have lost. Pete, if you're watching, if you want to join in, give me a slide into my DMs.
I would love to see him.
Or WhatsApp.
If you don't follow Pete Pratt on Twitter, you should.
Marlins. You know what? I do feel for Pete because he is the most diehard. Oh wow, and where's that going from Albies? Straight to Schwarber's glove.
Okay.
Oof. Okay. All right. Aussie Albies.
Wow. Yeah,
Pete Pratt, Marlins UK. Just is
a great piece of hitting.
He's one of the Twitter goats out there. One of the British baseball goats out there.
Absolute king. Just an absolute wonderful man.
Pages and pages.
Well, start rattling then. Start going.
Where do we start? Even covering my game. Who's up? We got Azuna up. Albies out. Let's give you some stats. Azuna is hitting hot of late. His last 7 games, averaging 375, a home run, 6 RBIs, 20 on the year. He's in a bit of a hot streak right now. This will be a big out with Arcia coming up. I'm in a good mood, Alex. I'm feeling good about.
I love it.
Oh, hang on.
I'm just glad to be a spectator here.
Oh.
There goes the mood. I'm gonna guess. Yeah. Well, I don't understand. First of all, this man is very clearly cooked. I really don't get how he is. That's his 10th home run on the season. I don't understand how he's really battling back, but I also don't understand why he's allowed on a baseball field. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little wild to me. I don't know where that pitch was. I wasn't paying attention, but I'm gonna guess that it probably caught too much.
It was somewhere where he can make full connection and send it out the park. I was just saying he's on a real hot streak right now, and there it goes. 10 home runs, 21 RBIs in the season. He's had a good start.
I don't know how that's possible for him because it's the same guy that has just looked dreadful over these last however many, like 2 years, maybe.
Dead center. Brett just sent me a screenshot of that pitch, which is pretty much dead center again.
Yeah, his command is definitely not there tonight, which is unfortunate. And he's also not getting those outside pitches. Granted, they're not as convincing, but
let us be happy for 5 minutes,
But here's the other thing. As somebody who is, obviously hoping for Aaron Nola to remain a Philly for quite some time, I think that, and obviously you never want to see your players struggle when the Phillies are very clearly in the middle of their window. But I'm somebody who, if they have to suffer through this version of Aaron Nola in the regular season, as long as it doesn't really impact the postseason chances, if they have to suffer through this version of Aaron Nola in order to secure a better deal with him long term, I'm okay with it. And he gets that pitch, which I'm very happy with.
Yeah, the crowd got something to say about that. This is very consistent for both teams right now.
But I just, I think that if anything, you hope that he rights the ship a little bit, and that you can, his numbers look a little bit inflated, so that you can. Oh, that was a great battle back for him.
I'll tip.
You really hope that his numbers continue, to maybe not dive so far down, because then you get a better deal in the offseason here, which you'd be hard pressed to complain about that, I think. Even though obviously you want to see him do better, yes. But at the same time, if you're getting 6 innings and 3 earned runs every night from him, that is perfectly satisfactory in my book.
Aaron had last 2 games. I think he's gone 7. 7 innings the last 2 against the Cubs. Just 2 earned runs, 4 hits, 10 strikeouts against the Cubs, who we should have won.
I completely.
We did win that series. Sorry, it's a D-backs.
No, they did. You mean the D-backs?
We did. Yeah. It was the D-backs. We didn't win the series overall, but yeah, it's just frustrating, because we know what Aaron can be. That's frustrating. We know he's a great pitcher, but maybe the brakes are on Aaron at the moment. Like Topper keeps saying, with both Aaron and Wheeler, we want longevity out throughout the season and not just in the first, till August, because he usually fades away after August. So let's see what we get out of Aaron come in the summer and second half of the season, I suppose.
That's the other thing too. That's the other thing that you really have to keep in mind is that, postseason hangover is a very real thing. Aaron Nola pitched a collective, 260 innings last year, which is just an insane workload. And you see
one of the most in baseball.
But you also see what's happening to Sandy Alcantara right now, right? Like you look at that. Sandy Alcantara has not looked himself lately. Well, no wonder. He pitched the most innings in baseball last year and more than anyone has in like 4 years. So you really you have to have some leeway here with him, because especially a guy that is not used to that. He's used to 200 plus innings, but not 250 plus innings, right? So you really have to give him some leeway there. Same thing with Ranger Suarez. Obviously, Ranger Suarez has come back and looked not great, but he also didn't get a spring training. Like you have to give these guys some time.
I agree. Ranger's definitely a case of he didn't have any. He had like a couple of innings in the World Baseball Classic, and that was it. So, as we saw with Soto when he first came back in those first few games where he was badly struggling, the lack of spring training, which is crucial for pitchers more than anything else, and we're seeing it right now. Suarez is still trying to find. Obviously he's been practicing in the practice field and behind the nets and stuff, but Suarez, I'm not too worried yet.
I wouldn't be.
I'm not. Give it till another few outings. If he's still really struggling, then maybe is there something? Is Suarez fully healthy? Is there an underlying issue there? But at the moment, let's just this is his spring training right now. We're seeing him figuring it out like we would in spring right now in front of us. Unfortunately, when it matters, I still think he'll come good. I really do believe that he'll be fine.
I think you'll probably see a lot of this Phillies rotation come back to earth in some due time. I just think that I think it's also a lot to do with the new offensive environment, the pitch timer. There's so many things that have, and we talked about this a little bit on the podcast when we last recorded. There's so many things that, and I'm not trying to make excuses for anybody here, but there's so many new elements to the game, particularly for these Phillies players who made it, their first time in over a decade making it to the postseason, and they go all the way. Like that is not an easy thing to prepare your body for. It's an extra month of intense work, right?
Yeah.
So you see them kind of making up for it now. It is a slow start, but again, it's only really been a month, 2 months, and that's really that's something that you kind of have top some leeway for, in my opinion. I know that there are a lot of people that
it's tough. Like we said, as the top of the third on the way with Bryce at the plate, it's tough because obviously we had that incredible October and expectations were just so high coming into the year, and it's been bitterly frustrating. We just haven't been able to get going, but I still believe that there's too much. Yeah, that's a big whiff from Bryce. There is too much talent in this team to. Where's that? Oh, T-Mac went real quiet then. I thought that's like
that looked pretty good off the bat. But
it did, and T-Mac went quiet, and then it was just another dead center. How many of those we had already so far? So Harris has been busy out in center field, but I still believe that we're only 1.5 games off the wild card. The teams in front of us are the Marlins, the Pirates, who are big time now falling back to earth with a bump. The Mets are just the Mets. They're like they haven't got going at all yet. So it's still, and if we win this Braves series, we're only going to be 4.5 or 5 behind them as well. It's game on, and then we got the Mets. If we can get something out of that series, hey, it's June. Let's go. So It's not.
That's a brutal missed call from behind.
Yeah, this blue. What's going on? Is it me or are they worse than ever?
They're dreadful.
I kind of don't want robo umps.
I do.
This just sort of makes it like you got to get them in now because
I don't think
last night was crazy.
I don't think it's going to make any difference in terms of the viewer experience. Like, there will still be a home plate umpire, and they will still be, wow.
Does that come off his glove?
That was ripped.
So that was ripped to third base by Castellanos to Riley, and I think it came off Riley's glove. Castellanos has got on base safely.
That was absolutely walloped.
That was
that's crazy.
Yeah, Riley looked like Riley dropped it.
But it's not going to be, it's not going to be some huge change to the viewership experience. The home plate umpire will still be relaying the balls and the strikes. The home plate umpire will be there for challenging. The home plate umpire will be there for, making calls at home. So it's not going to change anything. It's just going to be an automated strike zone, and it's going to be accurate and the same thing every single time, which takes the variance out, that level of variance out of the game, which honestly, in a world like today, I really prefer. I'm not going to lie to you. I think that is.
It's going to be better than some of the performances we've had, because it's been shambolic at times and really, really embarrassing. Yeah. Oh, big whiff from JT, well below the zone.
You mean Kyle?
For Kyle Schwarber, sorry, way below the zone.
Yeah, but he likes those. But it really is. It's unfortunate that there are so many umpires out there right now that do have such a vast effect on the outcome of ball games. Because I just hate that. And that also might be a really cool thing to have, be baseball's calling card. In basketball, ref ball is this huge thing. As we await this pitch. Oh, nice.
Full count, Kyle. Full count. He's going. The Dodd's strike, his zone is everywhere.
Yeah.
He's real low now, but then he goes real high, then real inside. What does Kyle do here? Are you swinging? Do you think he's swinging?
No, I think he just wants to get on base here. But we'll see. It depends. There's a lot of look. If he's gonna paint the slider, well, and he did. So good thing he didn't listen to me. But I do think you're probably going to try and see him take one for to get on base here. Dodd is tough against other lefties, but basketball has the whole ref ball thing. Refs make a big difference there. American football the same, and then there's VAR in soccer and in football that is just dreadful. It'd be really cool to have baseball be the one sport where your umpires really don't do a lot. That would be kind of nice, but that might just be me.
Come on, Kyle.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Fall.
All right, there we go.
He was going anyway, so there we go. All right, the Phillies are rolling. The Phillies have got interesting matchups, and what gives me a little bit of confidence is that it's they are struggling with the rotation. We've got Walker versus Schuster tomorrow. We don't know what Walker we're going to get.
Oh, that's right. Jared Schuster is starting tomorrow.
Talk about Jekyll and Hyde with Tyon Walker. Then Wheeler. Hopefully, Wheeler's had his one bad outing out the way against Morton, who we have had the better of. That's a UK-friendly 10 past 9.
I don't know. They haven't had the better of him. Exactly.
Well.
He does get them from time to time. They've
hit JT. Bases loaded. Oh. Bases loaded for man Bohm. Let's go.
On the toe.
Oh, that was... Alec, please. Please.
I mean, Dave, I don't know if you missed it. He already has a home run today.
I know, but we can be greedy, right? Well, guys, if you're watching and want to get involved, comment in the actual tweet, not in the Periscope comments or whatever it is, because I can't see them, unfortunately. So if you want to get involved, guys, let us know you're watching, where from.
I wonder if there's a way that we can broadcast this to a different...
I'm on YouTube as well. We're on YouTube as well, by
the way. Oh, well, that's helpful.
Channel.
I didn't know that.
So if you want to watch it on the YouTube channel, watch it on YouTube. There's going to be absolute scenes if Bohm goes yard here, by the way.
There's comments on YouTube, right? So that would be a nice...
Yeah, I can see the comments from YouTube. So you want to drop a comment
on YouTube. Come to YouTube and subscribe while you're there.
Or if you want to reply on here, just reply to the actual tweet, not to the...
Oh!
Oh, I thought that hit him. It didn't.
Got away.
Nobody comes home. 1-0. Dodd's rattled here. What a chance. What a chance for the Phils to score some runners in scoring position.
You got to give Alec the green light, because I don't know if you obviously
got it. You are joking. Double play.
Oh, rough. Oof. Oh, at home.
Austin Riley read it well.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, that's
Damn.
tough. That's tough. Good play.
Yeah, good heads up play. Good heads up play
do?
from Riley. That's the good old runners in scoring position coming back to haunt the Phils.
That's unfortunate. Man. Well, that pitch was not a good one. But he just got over top of it, unfortunately. What are you gonna do, baby?
What are you gonna do? Phil's Utley says damn double play. Damn double play indeed.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Too many. Bases loaded. Nothing scores for the Phils. Now we need another shutout inning to Dodds. The thing is, we have to score in these situations because Dodd's not gonna last. I don't think he's gonna last too much longer. And the Braves bullpen.
Well, I was just about to say, Braves bullpen has been woeful of late. They have been really not good of late. AJ Minter obviously struggling in a huge way. Raisel Iglesias only just got back. I know Nick Anderson is showing a few cracks, which is unfortunate. If there's any guy on the Braves that I want to see succeed, it's Nick Anderson. Like, hell of a story, and he is such a good pitcher. I really, really hope that he continues to succeed with them. But Kirby Yates, he was not playing well. At least the last time I checked in.
Isn't he from the Brewers? Is he ex-Brewers?
Kirby Yates? Yes, yeah. He was. Oh boy. I want to say I think you're correct. I also think he was Blue Jays for a time.
Kirby Yates, yeah, he rings a bell. Oz Fanatic says, as long as we win, all good, mate. Oz Fanatic in Down Under, Australia.
Oh,
middle of the morning for them.
I don't know what the time difference is there.
8 a.m. I think. Oz,
but yeah. Oh wow. You look at I didn't even realize it was this bad for them. You look at this Braves bullpen. Jesse Chavez, first of all, the 40-year-old right-hander.
Hey, Jesse Chavez is still going?
He is their best pitcher on the year. 21 innings of 2.11 ERA ball. But Raisel Iglesias has been
This
tough.
Is just a game we gotta win. It really is.
Well, but that's the thing. They're catching them at a good time. This bullpen is really showing cracks. The rotation is injured. I mean, you really, really hope that they can start putting some wood on the ball. It would have been really nice to have a couple more runs there. I think Nola's a little hungry, so I'm gonna give him.
This is a big AB right now.
Well, yeah, you really don't want to let him get on base.
The hottest, one of the
hottest. The hottest.
Go on, Marsh. No, it's dropped in. Oh, and then Marsh bubbles it, and that's going to give him a double at least.
Oh no, he kicked it. Oh well. Yeah, that's been tough for Brandon Marsh, and I think a lot of that is just learning the way that he ranges. Being in center field and being in left and right field is just two very different things. And learning how to keep your body under control and get behind the baseball is definitely a lot more difficult. Man, that was just in no man's land. That wasn't even hit all that hard.
It's Acuna, isn't it? He's just
that is also that's
stats on the screen. Like,
yeah, it's pretty
first
crazy.
in stolen bases, first pretty much top of all the offensive charts and top 2, and just Acuna being Acuna. He's gonna have 40. He could have 40 this year, couldn't he? 40 home runs.
Well, I think
he's going to smash the stolen bases.
I think that you're probably if they're giving you odds on that, because I'm not a betting man, but if they're giving you odds on that, you smash those odds, because holy crow. I mean, 20 stolen bases and how many home runs? Like
Acuna's on 11 home runs.
11? Okay.
11 home runs, 27 RBIs. Yeah,
he's almost at 2020, and we're not even close to halfway done.
I know it's
absolutely wild that he's an unbelievable ball player, but at the same time, really odd to see him struggle last year, and really odd to see him struggling in the outfield this year.
Well, the outfield is being better. So what I've been hearing, his defense has got a lot better this year, because of course that play that JT off the wall inside the Parker, he gave up on that completely, and he had a couple of other howlers as well.
that's the interesting thing. He always graded out as a plus defender. He's always been, through his entire professional career, he's graded out as a really good fielder. But this year in particular, he is really not grading out well, which is odd for him. So I'm wondering if that's anything to do with the injury.
Yeah.
Well, that was bound to happen, in my opinion. I don't think you were going to see them give Matt.
Yeah, Riley's. He's on a hot streak at the moment, especially getting on base. His home runs have slowed down, but he's on 23 RBIs. But yeah,
8 now with the one in the first inning. But I think you're looking at Austin Riley as a more likely candidate to hit into a double play than Matt Olson here. I think that Matt Olson is just waiting for the moment that he really, really breaks out.
Olson 3 home runs in the last 7 games.
Yeah, he's going to have a really monster season. It really doesn't matter how slow he started. He's going to have a really good season. Big whiff from Ray.
This is big. Like no outs.
It's a pretty pivotal
lineup right now. Here. This is Aaron. You gotta show your worth here, buddy.
You gotta bear down. You sure do. But he demolished that baseball in the first inning. So you just really hope that they kind of stick to the periphery with him, and they don't make the same mistake.
They're double steal, and it's safe. Double steal, and the ball's got away from Souza. At that 21, is that 21 stolen bases now for?
Yep, that would be
for Acuna.
Wow, that's actually an insanely pivotal steal as well.
Yeah, 2 runners in scoring position, no outs, just a sac fly. Riley will get one of them home.
I'm wondering why
jump's insane from both of them. Not a chance.
Yeah, Aaron didn't even look Matt Olson back. He was turned directly to second base. That's actually wild. I can't believe he didn't look him back. Wow. I mean, that's just a mistake on Aaron Nola's part too. It's really rough. Wow, I can't believe he didn't put any wood on that.
And now again down the middle.
Well, you have to think if they somehow strike out Austin Riley here, you see them go and put Sean Murphy on first base, and then just pray that Eddie Rosario puts one on the ground.
What's the pitch count for Aaron right now?
It's not high.
No, it's not too bad.
39 pitches.
Oh, come on, Aaron. Just please. Just even if it's just one run, just let's.
But that is really interesting because Aaron Nola's pitch, the second pitch of this at bat, was a strike for certain, but it was not called a strike because of the throw to third. But Riley just swung through the third pitch. That feels relatively important.
2-2. Mets are tied with the Cubs 1-0. Of course, the Marlins got beat, walked off. Marlins got walked off to the Rockies.
I did see that,
yeah. The Nats were leading Padres for so long. They lost 8-6. Padres, another team.
They lost?
Yeah, they lost 8-6. I think it was 9th inning damage from San Diego.
Oh, bummer. Because they took the lead in the 6th?
It was late.
I can't remember.
It was real late.
Yeah, I saw that.
Full count, big moment.
Yeah, this is pretty big, but I mean, you have to hope that that second missed strike doesn't come back to bite him.
Did he go?
Oh,
yes!
He definitely went. Oh my gosh, he went all the way. That was a big offer.
That's
a big strikeout.
Come on, 2 more.
All right, if I am topper here, I'm putting Murphy on first and
really
for Rosario.
What's Murphy doing of late? What have I got for Murph?
Sean Murphy is
10 home runs, 36 RBIs this year.
Well, they're going to pitch to him, but I think he's second in the league in wins above replacement. Let me look. Let's take a peek, shall we?
Let's get a first pitch strike.
Yeah, he's second behind Acuna.
big whiff.
Yeah, but
he's going for this moon on that one.
I don't really like Aaron Nola's chances here. I really don't. But
that's the spirit.
I'd be thrilled to be wrong.
Come on, Aaron. You just feel like the inevitable is about to happen, don't you?
0-2 now, but I do not. I still am not.
This
not enjoying this at bat at all.
Just Nola's season in a nutshell, right in this inning, like just good, making them whiff, looking good, and then good.
Wow, I can't believe the result of that at bat. I don't mean to spoil you. I think I'm ahead of you now.
I think you are, because I've had to.
I cannot believe. I mean, glad to be wrong. Very much. Those were 3 really good curveballs.
Whiffs.
Those were 3 really
and he was nowhere near him in any of them.
Glad to be wrong.
Miles away.
Thrilled
Come
to
on,
be
Aaron.
wrong.
Get
But
out
when
of
you, and the funny thing is, I'm actually looking at his heat map right now. It really looks like he's got a huge weak spot in that same space that Castellanos does, which is where Aaron Nola just put all of those curveballs. But
we ain't
really interesting decision to pitch to him, and I guess that's why they did. And Eddie Rosario, also a really, really interesting guy to watch because he swings outside of the zone more than anyone in baseball, but he also makes contact outside of the zone more than anyone in baseball. So he's really good at putting the bat to the baseball.
Got away.
They
3
probably would have.
pitches from Nola, says Phil Utley. They were. We need 3 more. Would be great now.
That was 3 really filthy ones. I really only need one nasty pitch if he can get some bad wood on it. That is where you want to be.
Come on. Please, Aaron. Please. Just let us off. Let us off, Aaron. Let us off the hook.
Dave, I can't believe when we were sitting in the stands together watching a baseball game, I cannot believe that I wasn't seeing this version of you.
I was pretty jet lagged that game.
That's true. That's true.
You
are hanging on it. You're hanging on every bit.
That game that was against the Angels, wasn't it? Game
Angels,
2. Yeah. I was feeling rough that day. Actually, I was feeling jet lag was proper kicking in.
That was right before they fired Joe Girardi.
But right after.
Or right after.
They fired him right after the Giants did. One more big whiff. Come on, Aaron.
I mean, his
come on, Aaron.
Dancing right now.
Oh, come on.
You got to throw him another one. You just have to.
Now there's a whole Houdini act. Ben Davis.
What about Ben Davis?
It's Ben Davis is on with T-Mac tonight.
Oh, I haven't muted.
Are you enjoying this guy? Are you watching? Are we enjoying it? The comments coming on YouTube. I'll read that. Big pitch from Aaron Nola. We're gonna miss. Let's go.
That's a big inning from Aaron Nola. Holy crow. He's got 6 strikeouts.
This is why it's so frustrating, because he does that, and then we know he's got that in his back pocket. Why don't we see it more?
But that's the thing too. I mean, remember, and this is super interesting, and something that I hope somebody who's better with numbers than I am writes something about this. But so much of Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler, for what it's worth, so much of their games was based around when they get that runner on first base, inducing that double play ball. And typically a lot of those double plays are going right up the middle, right into that shift, right?
Yep.
It's hard to get to those pitches now. To those batted balls now. It's really, really difficult. So it stands to reason that can't be a big part of their game anymore. So they're really having a hard time adjusting to whatever the new game plan is. Right. I mean, but that's huge. And that's what makes Aaron Nola so good too.
And that's got to be a jolt for the offense as well, right?
It must
got to be a jolt for the bats. Because that's just saved the game right there at the moment. We've got comments. Hi, Alex. At this point, would you lean more towards Nola extension in the offseason or a QO to get the draft pick?
You do both. You qualify him, and then if you don't get, if he doesn't accept it, and he won't, of course he won't. But if he doesn't accept it, then at least if you fail to re-sign him, you get the. Yes, he's going to go to free agency, obviously, but I don't think they're going to be able to work out a deal with him anyway. They still can get him back. It's exactly like what they did with JT, right? Gave him the qualifying offer. He declined it, still brought him back in free agency. That's probably the route you're going to see them take with Aaron Nola. And what's great about, even though Aaron Nola is struggling mightily and that affects the Phillies now, what's great about what's currently happening is that if he goes into free agency, with let's say his numbers were cemented right now, these were the numbers. This is how he went into free agency. Well, this is a career worst year at this point, right? So he's probably not exceeding that, Robbie Ray, Kevin Gausman contract of 5-6 years at $20 million annually. So that, if that's what keeps you a guy, the most durable pitcher of the modern day era, that.
Oh, I can get him on screen.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, right, guys. Get the comments in. I've just figured out how to get them on.
Dave, your mic is still doing that. The pluggy thing.
Let me see.
Whatever you did, fix it. Nope, it's still there. It's still there. I love this ticker at the bottom of the screen. I like that you're updating it.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. Yeah, guys, if you're watching on YouTube and you comment, I can get them on screen.
That's cool.
Every day's a school day. Sorry for guys watching on Twitter. I can't do it on Twitter, but YouTube, UK Phillies TV on YouTube. Brandon Marsh has just rifled one into the glove.
That was a good swing, though. Putting that kind of swing on a lefty.
What a Houdini act by Nola there.
That was crazy.
Going to try and join y'all as soon as I'm out of work, says Gurley. You can see you.
All right. Yeah, come through. This is fun. I'm having fun. I'm so used to
the game's helping as well. I think
I'm so used to my Twitch streams where it's just me. And obviously I haven't done one in a while, but I'm so used to that. And honestly, this is very fun.
Until this inning's nearly over. I'm just updating the graphics and I'm going to be too slow because the Phils have got 2 outs already.
2 rips. That was ripped on the ground.
Come on, Stoddy. We need to give Nola some rest.
I don't know. Well, yes, they need to give him rest. I thought you were going to say a cushion, and it seems like every time they give him a cushion
would be.
It seems like every time they give him a cushion, he gives it up. So I think a cushion might not be the way to go. But we'll see.
Here come the comments. Yes, here we go, guys. YouTube.
Yeah, I think directing everybody to the YouTube is a
come on YouTube. This is gonna be a regular thing.
Connor.
Yeah. This is sort of a trial run right now. So
shout out to Connor. I am a big Connor fan.
You're gonna plug him on Twitter? Or?
That's LCRM14. He is the man. Did something very kind for me recently.
Cubs are blowing it against the Mets, apparently.
Oh well. Look, you can't hang on
in our hands next week, so we can take care of the Mets.
Precisely. There you go.
Which is another thing, although we're 6-7 games back from the Braves and out the wild card, it's still right in our hands. We've still got to play them all still.
There you go. I do think, speaking of, is this going to be a regular thing? I think Connor asked that, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
I do think that there is some credence to us. We already do the recording of the podcast, but what a king! I love that man. But I think a live streaming of the recording and then putting the VOD on YouTube could be really fun, and we can take questions during the show. That'd be pretty cool.
I like that. Alex. I like that.
I'm an ideas guy, all right? Especially considering, hopefully things to come for the podcast. I'm really
which
I think that would be cool.
To be revealed hopefully in the next
we don't even have to tease that, but
in the next month with some news coming hopefully very, very soon about
would be pretty cool
trip across the pond.
That would be very cool.
But I can't say no more because I get told off. Sort of embargoed.
Well,
right,
wait,
bottom of the 4th.
I don't even know.
This is so cool. At Sports Ball Fans got us on his laptop and in the game on the TV.
That is very cool.
Oh, buddy.
Super cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is. I loved doing this with streaming, but streaming also becomes it's very difficult when you're alone to just talk for 3 hours. That's really tough. But when you have somebody to talk to, I think that's really fun.
Yeah.
So,
and if you guys want to get involved with your comments, either if you want to do it on Twitter, just reply below the tweet, and then I can read them out and come through. Or if you're on YouTube, UK Phillies TV, Drop it in, and we can get it on the screen as well.
I'm looking at. Oh, it's who is that commenting on the Twitter? Somebody said, "What no Bohm song?"
You missed the Bohm song. We done it. We done it when he homered.
He did do the Bohm song.
I did. Didn't miss that one.
It's Posidelphian Brett. That's who it is. So, Brett, come watch on YouTube.
Brett, yeah, he's a regular contributor.
Yeah.
All right, here we go, guys. Shutdown. Just please, a shutdown inning will be another shutdown inning. Will be great from Aaron.
Well, the worrisome thing is going to be
close.
The third time through the order is going to be a little spooky, I think. But we will see.
Bottom four.
I mean, he's getting. They for some reason are not picking up that curveball.
They really aren't
down the chute. But it looks also like it's coming out of a really different angle. It's coming more like 12-7.
Do you feel like with Aaron? Do you think that they're trying a lot of new things with Aaron, aren't they? Obviously, his velo's down, and they seem to be working quite a lot technically with Aaron at the moment, which maybe again is why he's having a bit of a sluggish start.
He's throwing the cutter more, and I think the biggest thing is just always going to be he really has not been the same since that first change of the ball when he really started struggling throwing his sinker, because his sinker was always his best pitch. That was just it was his calling card. It was the thing that he was known for. And ever since he really started struggling to throw it. Because of the way they changed the seams on the balls. That was in like 2019. Ever since, he really hasn't been the same guy. So I think a lot of it is they're really trying to hone his secondaries to tunnel more. So I think they're trying to build the curveball and the cutter, and then the two seam and the changeup. And I think they're trying to make those two tunnel off of each other. And maybe the cutter as well with the two seam and the changeup. But I think that a lot of the time it's mostly just that when he wants to rely on that sinker, it's not coming through for him, which is hard for him to stomach.
And also, as you've seen in previous seasons, as the weather warms up, not only does the offense warm up, but Nola generally enjoys the better, warmer weather as well. So let's hopefully, because April in general has never been good for Aaron. That's been no surprise going Very into true. May, and he has.
Get up here. Say hi.
Oh, look, a special Nola appearance.
Surprise guest.
Surprise.
Yeah,
Nola.
Buddy.
Mrs. Lockie says, I've got you on the phone, game on TV, listening onto the radio feed.
Very cool. Awesome. Look at that good boy.
If you got any questions, again, fire them in, guys. Chat about anything. It's 20 past. It's nearly 1:30. Tie ball game in the bottom of the fourth. Bone went yards. We went crazy. Notice settling. Well, actually, no. I'm going to wait till.
I would not say that.
Every time I say something about Nola, it goes wrong. So let's just.
You see, Dave friend.
Get back. Hey, Nola. Other Nola.
That's a good Nola. Boy. Good job.
With the special appearance.
Oh yeah. Oh. Yes, he was anxious to get on camera.
He's like, that's it, done. Camera time over. He's not getting appearance fee for that.
Good boy.
Oh, big swing and miss. They are not reading it at all. Aaron's having a lot of joy.
Well, that was the cutter. That's been working tonight. He's gotten up. I think. Wait a minute. I'm gonna tell you. I'm not just gonna make something up here. Has he gotten a whiff on every?
We can get Aaron to 7. Do you think we can get Aaron to 7 with the bullpen, which has generally looked pretty solid? In fact, that bullpen has carried this team, done a lot of the heavy work so far in this early part of the season.
Shame to lose him there. That's unfortunate. I think they were hoping for a swing there. Yeah. Wow. So this is really interesting. I'm not sure I've ever. I might be misremembering. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Aaron Nola has thrown primarily curveballs tonight. Primarily.
That's unheard of.
Which is really interesting. He's thrown 27 curves and 23 fastballs, 16 four-seam, and 7 sinkers, which is, again, it tells you pretty much all you need to know. He's really not feeling that sinker. He is not feeling it. Which, who's to say what they're trying to do with him? But
and the thing is that they're not going to tell us either.
No, they won't tell anybody.
We'll get to that question in just a second, actually, because that's going to be a good question coming up for what the Phils do in the future. He's not given that one, though.
Yeah, so Aaron Nola has thrown 4 cutters and has drawn 3 swings on them with 2 whiffs. The Riley home run is the only one that has made contact with it so far tonight. And I mean, that's not a lot of swings, but that's a lot of whiffs for a pitch he's only thrown 4 times. And the curve is just dancing, which is crazy.
It really is. It really is. That bodes well. That's something we need.
I mean, that is definitely what you want to see. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if you ever really want to throw your secondary, unless you are Taijuan Walker's splitter. I'm not sure your secondary being your primary pitch is always the right move. Should you be a starting pitcher? It's different with relievers, but listen, if that's the way they want to go, well, Arcia found his way to that one.
Oh, man. So Nick's got it, throwing it back in. Is it going to be a double or a single? It's all right, it's third and first then. First and third with 1 out. All right, Aaron, clutch time again.
The unfortunate thing is you are not going to get Michael Harris on a double play. So
yeah, but Harris is dreadful. He's ice cold at the moment. At least
he was hurt. He was hurt. But that was a way to get to that ball by Nick. He is really, I mean, what you are sacrificing in having Nick Castellanos in the outfield in range, you are 100% making up for in his ability to range to his left and in front of him, because he's actually been quite good ranging to his left. And that is honestly, that's kind of great. What they do need is a better left field defender than Kyle Schwarber. Because otherwise Brandon Marsh is going to be running marathons back and forth.
It's a lot of ground to cover.
It would be really nice if they could find a good glove in left field, either in the off season. I don't know, maybe, perhaps in the off season or somewhere to get Schwarber in DH permanently.
Really a double play. Acuna on deck.
Well, like I said, Harris.
Come on, Harris. Well, you were wrong last inning.
You're right.
Yeah. You keep jinxing it.
You're right. Yeah. No, you're not. You're not.
Todd Vlecki, what's his tweet? Oh yeah, I'll get to that shortly. Actually, there's a few injury updates. Painter, slowly making his way back.
That would be absolutely massive if he could be the guy that takes the 5th starter spot, and then having Griff McGarry, who, by the way,
well, there's a question about Griff. I'll hold that just there. We'll do it.
I'll hold it
because we do have a Griff question coming up.
Okay,
we got it in. But there is so Painter is now working his way back. Derek Hall's on rehab. Hey, Rafael Marchand on rehab as well. Starting Sunday. Good to see him coming back.
Dave, look away. Look away. You're not going to like it.
Sack fly for Harris.
Unfortunate.
Braves lead.
Unfortunate.
Braves lead.
Yeah, that was gonna be the way that it was gonna go. You were not. I don't think you were never not gonna get the run home there, unless you strike out Harris and Acuna. I don't think you were ever gonna get the run home there. It's unfortunate.
I hate the Braves. I really. Them and the Mets are just tied for first with teams I don't like. I just, man.
Yeah, but also, I mean, like, it's just not. It's really not that pitch too. That was just it was a crappy pitch. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was a 90-mile-an-hour 4-seam fastball down the pipe.
Like, again, it's just Aaron Nola's season in one outing, isn't it?
It really is.
Up. Here we go with Acuna. He's called that a strike. That was out the zone. Well, we'll take that one.
You definitely like to see that.
2 more of those. This is I just don't want to watch this Acuna at bat.
Yeah, he's impossible to get out right now. It's pretty crazy. He is he's on another level. Which, what are you gonna do?
Trying to curve too low, 1-1.
Something does tell me if he was playing like this last year. Well, I don't want to say that.
I don't know.
I don't want to say that. I don't want to be too negative, but something tells me the Braves probably would have made it a little further in the postseason last year, where
they weren't getting
Acuna's
out of Bank Park, even with Acuna fully healthy.
Good to get him.
Ground ball, get double, get two.
They only need one. They only need one.
I've been telling you somewhere. All right. They could have got two anyway.
Get two. Yeah, it's rare that you get that kind of swing from Ronald. But see, that's the thing. Aaron Nola is able to get you, get those really, really good players out, and it's just so strange. And it really, you look at the box score tonight. It really has been on and off for him.
Again, that adds to everyone's frustrations when we see Nola can do it there, and then he leaves beach balls down the middle.
All right, what was that Griff question?
The Griff question. Let's get it on screen. Show. There we go. Will Griff McGarry be a Philly by June the 15th? Well, they're starting to stretch him out, aren't they?
Well, he was always going to be stretched out.
They're starting to add to his workload now.
Finally, because he was hurt, so he's kind of rehabbing now. But I mean, you want to hear? You know what? I saw a great tweet that I want to share. What was
the thing is? Did you think Griff's ready? Because I don't want to Spencer Howard times 2 here.
It's at this point. There's nothing you can really wait for, but at the same time, you're looking at two completely different pitchers in Spencer Howard and Griff McGarry. Because Spencer Howard had a lot of durability issues. Griff is hardly, you're hardly looking at a high octane fastball as the way that he gets his outs, right? His stuff is undeniable. Like it is undeniable. If he does not succeed in the rotation, you are going to see him succeed out of the bullpen. That is he is going to be a successful pitcher no matter what. He needs to hone in the command, but that plays out of the bullpen either way. As we can see, you look at this Phillies bullpen and it is just stuff over command. And this Phillies bullpen has been dynamite this season.
It really has. It's been so many games this year. And
Griff McGarry, it has been. I can't even tell you how many times it has been said to me now that Griff McGarry has the best stuff in minor league baseball. That is just that is the exact words that have been iterated to me. Over the many times that I have had people reach out to me about him. But currently, if you want to ask whether or not he's ready to graduate from Double-A, across his now 3 Double-A starts, one of them was 1 inning, the other was 2, and the other was 4. But across his 3, he's got a 1.04 ERA, and you're like, okay, well, it's only been 3 starts. You look back to last year in his 8 starts at Double-A, he had a 2.20 ERA and struck out 39 batters. All right. Across 32 innings. He's ready to move to AAA. The question is he ready to bump to the majors?
Is he ready for the big time?
I don't know if I can answer that, but I do know that it's probably better than Dylan Covey.
He did all right last game.
Do not get me wrong. Right. He did well, but I don't think you should be looking at Dylan Covey.
No, he's not the answer.
Yeah, he's going to be a fixture in the rotation. No, you're looking at Griff McGarry.
He may start by turning a flight out to center again.
Oh!
Where's that going, Bryce? Wow! Let's go, Bryce.
If I may, into the chop house, as they say. Wow, that was ripped.
Get it.
Holy crow.
Let's go.
That was absolutely walloped.
Man.
How far did that fly? That was
tie game. 2 homers.
400. What is happening?
What a game.
3 of the home runs in this game have gone over 430 feet. That's absolutely wild.
And it's only his second home run since coming off the IL.
Third, actually. It's his third. Yes.
It's his first one in the last 7 days. Sorry, first in the last 7 days. Well, that's huge. And we are tied straight away.
That's a big swing of the bat.
And Dodd cannot get a shutdown inning.
That is a big swing.
We are right back in. Come on, new game then. God, what a game.
We picked a good one. We picked a good one to stream, I think. Regardless of result, this is an action-packed game to watch, which is what more can you ask?
And the Phillies fight 445 feet. And the Phillies are fighting.
Where in the world is that article that was done for SportsCenter that said Bryce Harper was going to come back at the deadline and hit 11 home runs and hit 230? Where is that? Because I have some questions.
I think we're all lining up to ask some questions about
Bryce Harper is unbelievable. He is unbelievable.
And by the way, you boo him at your peril, Braves fans, opposing fans. You boo him. There's your answer.
My God, he is something else. He's a really good baseball player, man. That's But anyway, as I was saying, if they can get a bridge of Griff McGarry to Andrew Painter, that would be super cool. And then you get Griff McGarry in the bullpen. I'm assuming personally that when rosters expand, the guys that you're going to see come up for the 28-man roster are going to be and Noah Song will be here before that.
Noah Song, of course.
He will. I think they are going to do whatever the heck they can to get Noah Song ready to sit on the bench for the last 60 games of the season, because they only need him to be on the active roster for 60 games.
That was ESPN, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
ESPN went back and ranked him at 40th.
But even so, they're going to want to get him 60 games so they can hang on to him. That is for sure. But I think it's going to be Noah Song is going to be one of those 28th men, and then Griff McGarry is going to be the other one. Is my bold prediction.
Abel, you think we'll see Abel this year? Or
no, I don't think so. I think they're going to give him some time. He's not.
They can. If we've got Griff, we've got Painter, and we've got Noah Song, as you just said. Then we've got time. We've able to really help him develop Schwarber back behind the plate and help him progress. So there's no rush of Abel, is there?
Right. And then the other really cool thing, and I guess I'll wait till we're in between innings to talk about it. But the other really cool thing is that you're seeing a lot of Phillies prospects succeed this year, and that is it's a pretty big deal. I mean, my top 30 looks really good. It looks really, really good. In terms of just future value for these guys. And that is something that I don't really often get to say.
Alex, so that's... I was going to say, do you want to play a quick game of Kyle Schwarber, home run, out or walk?
It's going to be a strikeout.
Kyle Schwarber's average was, I think, 1 in the last 7 days. 0.100 in the last 7 days. Yeah.
That is quite awful.
2 home runs, 5 RBIs.
Yeah, he's just saving it for
full count.
Saving it for June. Wow.
It's gonna be one of these. It's gonna be a strikeout, it's gonna be a home run, or it's gonna be a walk. I'm
gonna be upset if you beat me to this.
Come on, Kyle.
I do.
Fuck out looking again.
Well, I told you. Listen, that's what it was always gonna be. But what I was gonna talk about. So this Phillies prospect list, right? I very rarely get to look at a Phillies prospect list and say, wow, there are actually a lot of guys on this list that I think are have futures as major league players. And it's mostly the top, I'd say the top 21 right now, I feel really, really good about. And that is kind of crazy to be in that position. There is a big drop off after this top 30, but even so, I really the Phillies have really done some excellent work to bring their farm system to life.
It's a good point. I'm on Ryan Kerkering as well.
Yes, it is.
Do we think we're going to see him in the pen come into the season?
Only if there's an injury or if he continues to mow down guys in the way that he has. Because now what's really kind of worrisome is the Phillies 40-man roster is getting tight. And you can already see that with the optioning of Andrew Bellotti. There's not a lot of guys on this 40-man roster that you'd really like to see go. So upon first glance here, right, Dylan Covey obviously has a spot and probably won't have a spot forever. There are guys like Michael Plasmeyer. There's Eric Ullman, or Eric Ullman's probably
has not lived up to expectations so far.
Well, and remember, there were zero expectations for him to begin with, and he'll probably clear waivers if I had to guess. But there were no expectations for him there. It really was just like, they traded Austin Wins for him, for goodness sake. And if you don't know that name, I don't blame you. But they traded a guy that they signed to a minor league deal for Plasmeyer, but there's like maybe three. You could argue, oh man, I don't even think you could argue. There's like three guys on here that I deem as flexible spots that you could DFA tomorrow and you really wouldn't blink an eye. But, when you add Orion Kerkering to that, when you add, Andrew Painter's not even on this 40-man roster yet, right? So when you add Andrew Painter to that, when you add, any of these prospects to that, right? You start getting a little worried because then you're going to have to DFA somebody that you don't want to. And that's the last thing that you want to do. Because anybody else probably gets snapped up. Jeff Hoffman has looked incredible. Andrew Vasquez.
I'd be mighty impressive.
They're not going to DFA a guy with a 1.21 ERA and Andrew Vasquez. That's just not going to happen. I'm
so glad it's working out for Vasquez. What I said in spring, and you
were so right. You were so right.
Okay. I was slightly on a whim with that one, but I just liked his stuff in spring. I just had a good feeling about Vasquez. But he's one of the, it's still one of those where you're thinking it's going to get worked out soon, surely.
Dave, you were so right, and I was so wrong. And this is the thing, like in a world where cutters and sliders are becoming the best pitch in baseball, basically. I don't know why I was just so non-boonish on Vasquez. It was probably just because, I didn't think two similar shaped pitches could really do much for you as a primary weapon.
And here we are.
I was very wrong. They just had him stop throwing the fastball. And that's it. Like that's literally it. And now he's also sidearming the fastball, which is ridiculous. Because like you just give them a different arm angle. It's crazy. Wow.
No, they're going stop. Good play.
I can't believe
nice Bryson stop.
I can't believe he hit that into the ground. Did you see where that pitch was?
Yeah, I did.
That was right here. Right here.
A little word at first.
Yikes. That was a gutsy piece of pitching. But truly, I mean, looking at this 40-man roster, there's like nobody that you. Oh, and Noah Song's gonna have to. Oh no, he already has a spot.
No, he already has.
I'm lying to you. But just a quick glance. I mean, who needs a spot?
Oh, where's that going?
Oh no, Dave. Oh no.
It's gone, and it's long gone.
Austin Riley
again.
He's just full of mistakes tonight. He is full of them.
This is it's just.
I mean, that one went as far as his first one.
A mistake and a hanger from Aaron down the middle, or just 5-4 Braves.
That was as far as his first one. That was crazy.
That's just not.
He has just destroyed two baseballs tonight. Yeah, he's gone 459 and 458.
Hanger.
That's pretty funny.
That's ridiculous.
I think they're operating with old info on Austin Riley. Not gonna lie. I think he is not going as bad as they thought he was coming into this series.
It's just this team just this game alone just
again. This Braves bullpen has been awful. Dylan Dodd has not been great tonight,
and Dodd's out. Dodd's out the game now, apparently.
Well, there you go. So I mean,
let's get to him. It's just the roller coaster. This game just
is.
sums up the season in one so far, right? Up and down, up and down.
Yeah, it's pretty not great. Dave, your microphone's doing the thingy again.
Why is it doing this? Right.
I don't know. It's really odd. Yeah, it's really weird. He's just not. He's really. I can't even explain it. I honestly don't even have an explanation.
I don't think anybody can.
It's just it's constantly missed locations, and then he'll come back and he'll do what he's doing to Sean Murphy right now, which is just absolutely locate, exactly where he needs to, and well, except right there. I think that was supposed to be probably a little bit more on the plate. But
what's his pitch count?
77. He's not that deep. Dave, maybe try unplugging it from your computer. See if that works. Because usually that happens to me when my input cable isn't as good. Now just unmute yourself. You're on mute. There he is. Uh-oh. Oh no, I've messed everything up, everyone. Oh God, that's a rip. Well, still doing it, but that's okay. We'll be fine.
I know what's going on. I need to get a new one anyway.
Yeah, well, maybe
This is old. This is like old technology.
Oh, now it got loud. That's another pitch that I don't know why they're even bothering to give him anything in the zone at that.
What does Topper do here, Alex? Does he keep?
You keep rolling with him. You have to
rolling with Nola right now.
You have to. Especially given how just how the Phillies. Oh, that's loud. Ooh. Maybe mute, Dave. It's going crazy.
Oh,
it's really loud. Woo. Well, while we have a little bit of a mound meeting here, it is really it's inexplicable, really, just how off and on Aaron Nola has been this year, and then also every other year. It just seems like we're running into a different Aaron Nola. But this is exceptionally tough, and I really don't think it's a pacing issue, and I really don't think it's it's probably not any kind of new baseball. It could just be the new rules, but I don't know. It's really inexplicable. He has been quite bad. Still happening. We'll get Dave sorted out. Don't worry. Bound to be some technical difficulties in our first try with this, but oh, that's a tailor-made double play. And I couldn't get it. Oh, not quick enough. It is. You sound quite far away.
Well, the mic's about a mile across the room.
Okay, that is way better, actually.
Is that better?
Way better.
Right. I'm moving it from there.
All right. There is still a little bit that comes in every now and again, but
I don't get it. I don't.
Whatever you're doing, this is way better. And is it just me? It might just be me. If anybody in the comments is chatting about it.
Yeah, is my mic dodgy, guys, or is it sounding all right to you? I love having halfback, but I miss the option to give Schwarber a night as a DH. Yeah, big time.
Yeah, that's tough. But I think especially, so what's great about Bryce Harper learning first base too is that the Phillies are going to be able to pursue either. I mean, there's a lot of ways that they can go here. They can go with an outfielder. They can go with a first baseman. They can go with really anybody. But particularly an outfielder, because if they get somebody that can play left field a little better than Kyle Schwarber, they can put Harper at first base and just throw Schwarber into the DH. And that would be pretty nice. I will say Jorge Soler is having a nice little season.
Wow, that was close.
That was very close. That was a foot away from being real trouble.
Just get us out of this game. This game is stressing me out.
But it's a good one. It's a good game, and that is really all you want from the Phillies right now.
Yeah, against a team who are top of the division by 5-6 games. This is a big test for the Phils. Against one of the best offenses in the baseball right now. The Braves are top of most offense stats.
Yep. And most of that has to do with Ronald, but even so, and Sean Murphy, obviously, who is
Murphy, right Riley as well.
Well, Riley now, I guess, he's just hopped right back on the horse.
Albies is 32 RBIs this year.
That's crazy. I really I don't know how they are such a chugging lineup, because it really, on paper, it's not one that you look at and you say, "Oh yeah,
this is really great." Line drive. Tough. Inning goes on.
Again, that is one that where the shift here probably gets gobbled up. So another one that you look at and you say, "Oh well."
Yeah, still nobody warming up yet.
Yeah, I think you ride with Aaron Nola here unless this breaks open into something a little bit dodgy. Like if Ozuna nails one here, then
Man,
yeah, Dave,
this team, this game, the emotions you go through just watching them on a daily night.
We got to get you a new microphone.
Is it still bad?
Yeah, a little bit. It's okay. We can make do. It's not as loud as it was. The feedback is still coming through, but it's not as loud as it was. See if the comments if it's just me.
It is. It is. Okay. It is everywhere.
I was gonna say if the comments don't agree, then I can deal with it. But that is
ending over.
Phew. There you go. Well, that's what you come to expect from Marcell Ozuna. But the fact that he got a hold of one in this game is honestly very shocking to me, because he's terrible. He's just absolutely awful. I don't understand.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Anyway, give me more of your notes, Dave. You've got so many to get through.
We're
already in the 6th inning. Don't
I know.
Like 8 pages.
We on 2 a.m. 2 a.m.
That's insane.
Let's do some of the right. So Atlanta's stats offensively are good. They are.
Y'all better treat Dave nice tonight. All right. It's 2 a.m. for this man.
2 a.m.
Look how much prep that he did.
Look at all.
Look at how much prep he did.
Notes galore. And I don't want to do Atlanta's stats. I'm going to do our stats.
You need more coffee.
I do need more coffee. The big problem is evidently running and scoring positions, because the team's average and on base is generally quite good. RBI is 22nd in baseball, 201, 21 in all of baseball for home runs. Yet doubles were 9th, and Casty's 3rd in that list.
There you go.
Doubles, Marsh is top.
How about that?
Bohm's 12th in baseball with RBIs. It's just consistency, isn't it? It's just consistency, which is it's frustrating. But like I said, I'm still thinking there's too much talent in this team for this to last like this.
Yeah,
I think now it's going to warm up. Now summer's kicking in. I don't know. I'm still quite hopeful. I'm still, already game and a half off the wild card.
The only thing that really makes me think that well, it's not the only thing, but the main thing that makes me think that this team has severely underperformed. And again, when we say they've severely underperformed, they're still, they're only 3 games under 500. And yes, they should be 3 games above 500 and then some. But, they're not, it's not like they're in the base. They're not the Padres right now. They're not the Padres did win today, but they're 1 game off.
Yeah, they played the Nats.
But they're not the Cardinals, right? The Cardinals started, incredibly tepidly. Now they've been getting hot lately. Again, gives you reason to think maybe. But you look at the 2 linchpins of this offense right now, the 2 guys that are clearly making the worst of their time at the plate. It's Trey Turner and Kyle Schwarber. And both of those guys, not only are they notorious slow starters, but they're also both guys that if there's anyone on this team that you would pick to turn it around in a season, it's Trey Turner. Like, he has the history of being one of the best hitters in baseball. Kyle Schwarber is one of the most prolific home run hitters in baseball, right? So it stands to reason that these guys will see some sort of,
Kyle's on 12 home runs this year. I can't think where he's got those either.
I know it's because they've all been solo shots.
Bizarre year for Kyle,
but they've all been solo shots. That's what the ultimate issue is, that he's not getting hits with runners in scoring position. And you're right when you said earlier, he's just selling out for power only. Like it's either a home run, a strikeout, or a walk for him right now, and that's fine. But it's not the Kyle Schwarber that we saw last year to a certain degree, right?
No, and it'd be tough to replicate that even during the summer.
Right. So
that tear he went on was just unreal.
Right. So and June is right around the corner. Hopefully we see another one. His mojo is definitely going to be up in June, right? So, that's something to think about. But I think primarily once you see those guys heat up again, then you're going to see this team really start to gel. And yes, the starting pitching is definitely a concern. But I also think if there were two guys that you were going to bet on to turn it around on the pitching side of things, it's Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler. And then all of a sudden, with the bullpen going the way it's been going, with the rest of the lineup, I mean, Stott, Marsh, Castellanos hitting like they've been, Bohm hitting like they've been hitting, once those four guys really kind of find themselves again, you're looking at a really, really, really strong ball club. And it's why I don't think you can really count these Phillies.
We really need the bullpen to hold firm, though, don't we? Because they've had a lot of workload already this season. But it
also stands to reason that they will. I mean, these are guys with track records, right? You look at Craig Kimbrell. He is the pinnacle of the modern day closer. Especially now that he's kind of rediscovered his velocity a little bit. You also look at guys like Gregory Soto. He has closing experience. He's been a good pitcher for some time. Alvarado obviously is just a different breed now. Wow, that is a great at-bat from Alec Bohm.
This is full count for Alec Bohm.
And that, you'll see. I'm a little bit ahead of you.
Kirby Yates, who we were just talking about earlier on as well.
Yes, we were.
As he rips one through the... not through the gap, but it's the on base. Alec Bohm's having a good night.
He is having a night. That's how you know he's going good. He's using all parts of the field. I love to watch him hit.
And the Phillies need, again, we talk about players we need production from. Alec Bohm is, because we know when he gets going, he's crucial. His RBI is what's he on now, including tonight?
He's also
tonight.
He's got 37 apparently.
37.
Yeah. But I'm just gonna put this out there. We're on game 51? 50?
I'm not saying that quick. We are record 23-26, so 49. This is game 50 now.
Okay, so we're on game 50. We're about a third of the way through the season. Alec Bohm already has 6 home runs. I think you're probably going to see 20 plus from him this year, and I think that. Oh yeah. Oh no, not 20. I think 20 plus in total. But
okay, right.
Yeah. But 20 plus in total, that more than substantiates his claim to whichever of the corner infield positions he wants. So I think that is something to really keep in mind as well.
By the way, how good has Alec been at first this year? Defensively, Are you asking me? Worried. At the start of the season, I was worried.
I'm not sure how good he's rated out metric wise, and I think he probably has a ton to learn, but I do think that he's gonna get there eventually.
How solid though? Like, he's
not grading out super.
He makes a mistake. He's been pretty reliable on the whole so far at first.
He's not grading super well, but he definitely is. He's looked the part a little bit, and I think it stands to reason that he'll come around. It really does. So I'm interested to see where he kind of goes from here. And I honestly wouldn't mind him. Did Marsh strike out? You're ahead of me now.
No. Bohm.
Oh, that was close.
Bohm was nearly tagged out at first base. Brandon Marsh
leaning.
Still 1 and 2.
He was leaning. But no, I think that as much as I would like to see Alec Bohm maybe try and stick it at third, I do think the idea of Matt Chapman is a tantalizing thought in the offseason. Just because I think the Phillies
and he's been smashing it so far.
I mean, yes, he's quite good. And the Phillies haven't had a platinum glove third baseman ever. So yeah, that's a lucky call.
But he was giving those earlier on.
Exactly, which is why again it did matter that the umpire was doing his old umpiring thing. He's keeping a very nicely inconsistent
full count.
Zone.
Full
with
count.
Again,
okay,
another another pitch that probably Murphy didn't frame it very well, but I do think that pitch was close. Automated strike zone. You're probably and AJ Minter. Boy, oh boy, has he been struggling.
The fact that he's warming up right now.
That would be nice. Let's see.
Oh my days!
Oh, rough. Wait, he didn't make? Oh, what?
It's not a double. Wait, it's not a double. It's a foul.
No. Yeah, it was a foul. It was a foul ball, right?
What are they giving here?
It was a foul ball. It was a foul ball. So it was a dead ball. They couldn't make the play.
Yeah, Blue got it right. Great umpire.
Yeah, it's a foul tip.
Phew.
Wow, look at that splitter.
Alec knew the whole time. It's fine.
It's non-reviewable, you fools. Suck it up.
All right. Come on, Brandon. Come on. Whew.
Yeah, that's a big shot at a second life here. So you hope he makes the most of it. That splitter was filthy. Oh no, man. You're ahead of me again.
Am I ahead of you now?
Oh yeah, that was a nice split. That was good. Oh well.
Souza.
What are you gonna do?
Souza's been he's been a bit cold of late, hasn't he? After
a
nice start.
I was listening to Phillies Therapy, Matt Gelbin and Paul Boye's podcast. I was listening to Phillies Therapy, and they both brought up a really great point where Edmundo Sosa has really in an expanded role has really been exposed as a free swinger. He really he swings all the time at everything. Whether it's exactly. So he's not one that sits and waits around, right? He is a free swinger. He is going to swing early and often. So while that is not necessarily a terrible thing on a team that is full of them right now, this team has been as free swinging as they come.
They really have. Yeah.
It is definitely exposing him a little bit as in that right. So I do think he will benefit from more of a I don't know, a super utility role, I guess is what you would call it. I think he'd definitely benefit a little bit more from that type of role where he's not playing every day, but he is playing often. In that, like, he's giving guys rest days, he's giving guys, chances to just take the DH spot, and just in general. And I think that will be a much better role for him next year. But I don't think he's an every single day player. I at least not yet. But he hits the ball hard. He can hit for power, which we love to see. And he plays great defense. Unfortunately, he wasn't exactly ready for the jump to third base.
No.
But historically, he's
6 errors at third now.
Yeah, it hasn't been great over there, but he's historically played really good defense, and that gives you hope for his future as a super utility type. But again, he's not a guy that I'm looking at and saying, oh yeah, he's going to stop me from signing X next offseason, right? So I definitely think the Phillies are going to have their eyes on whatever big right-handed bats are entering free agency next year. Off the top of my head, that's Matt Chapman, Hunter Renfroe.
Bringing it forward to the trade deadline. What right now would you do with the Phils at trade deadline?
At the trade deadline, you've got to find a starting pitcher. I would love to see the Phillies. Honestly, this is a tough call because you're gonna probably expend one of your better pitching prospects to nab a guy like this. But I think they should be all over somebody like Dylan Cease if the White Sox are selling.
Which they could be.
which they definitely will be. They will be selling. They will be selling. I'm not sure if they're going to do a full teardown, but they should be selling. If not Dylan Cease, the White Sox also have Lance Lynn, who you wouldn't have to give that much up for. He's started to kind of trend back towards his normal self, but he'd be an interesting arm to acquire. They also have Lucas Giolito, who, again, shouldn't cost you all too much, but is also another really decent arm. Those guys are both. I think Lynn has one more year, but Giolito's a rental. But those are guys that you could absolutely look at. And the White Sox have a dreadful farm system, so the Phillies wouldn't necessarily have to part with a pitching prospect. They could make up in other ways with just a more prospect loaded package. But I do think that the White Sox probably will be tearing down. So you're looking at a starting pitcher. Honestly, at this rate, I'm not sure how dire the need is for a bullpen arm.
No, I wouldn't say even at all, would we? Especially with the guys coming up as well.
I might say maybe a fringe arm, but I mean, you look at this 40-man roster, they have McKinley Moore. They have, Orion Kerkering is on that fast track, right? Luis Ortiz just went down. Nick Nelson's there, right? You don't necessarily need heck, Andrew Bellotti can't even make it on the roster right now. So, it's they've got a lot of guys, and I'm not sure they need another back end piece, explicitly because they have 4 guys that could, technically close a game. I certainly would not be uncomfortable to see Matt Strom come in for a 9th inning every now and again. I wouldn't be uncomfortable with that. I think conceivably there are 4 guys in this bullpen that can close a ball game for you. So I don't think you really need to add to the bullpen right now. That obviously changes, barring any kind of injury, something like that. But I think the rotation is the big one, and I think they might want to even consider adding like a fringe arm that has minor league options that can float. That is something that I would look into were I the Phillies. We'll see. It really depends on how Painter's rehab progresses, on how Mick Abel is doing and how Griff McGarry is doing. But that's something that I would consider as well. And I really think that the number one need for them right now, even more so than starting pitching, they need a right-handed hitter, and they need one really bad. Time. They need one really bad. And I think those are the kind of guys that you're going to be looking at. I don't think Christian Walker is going to be for sale. The Diamondbacks are too good. So I'd probably say, your option might be, I would hate to see them go after CJ Cron, but it is a possibility. Ooh, got to make that play, Trey.
Trying to make it to the bone. 1 out.
But CJ Cron is very much a middling thing for me right now. If he's being sold for cheap as a rental bat, that you only have to give up a fringe prospect to get, then I definitely consider it. Obviously, it would be nice to pair him at DH with somebody like Kyle Schwarber. On days where, maybe he doesn't fit in the outfield, maybe he doesn't fit at DH, you're facing a slider heavy lefty, something like that. But that is something I would definitely consider if he's available for cheap. But most importantly, I think if the Angels are selling, I'm going after Hunter Renfroe.
I don't think we'll be selling. Do you think they'll be selling? I don't know.
Probably not. At this point, probably not. But I don't see how they don't try and get value out of Shohei Ohtani. I really don't. I think it would be ridiculous if they did not, because he's not re-signing with the Angels. He's not. That is very clearly not happening. Unless they make the postseason, unless they are really
even still, I don't see Ohtani there.
I really don't think so either. I do think that it would be. I actually don't know. I really don't know.
I think he's on the West Coast.
He likes it there, and he's comfortable there, and they like him. If the Angels show some sign of like actually having a competitive future, and he can team up with Mike Trout over the remainder of his contract, maybe. But I think it's unlikely. That being said, the haul that you would get for Shohei Ohtani at any trade deadline. Yeah, that's huge.
Strikeout for the
haul that, because remember, you are not only getting one of the league's best hitters in Shohei Ohtani. You're getting one of the league's best pitchers. You are fixing 2 of your holes with 1 move. It's unprecedented. It's unbelievable. So I don't see how they wouldn't maximize that value. I really don't. So if they're not a shoo-in for the playoffs, I really don't know. They might sell. But there's a lot that can happen between now and then. So.
Whew, Marsh has got it.
Yeah, there you
McCready's
go.
out. First pitch
there you
again.
Go. There you
So
go.
that's a good in for Nola. Now what do we do? Do we keep him in for one more, or do we ride with Sir Anthony?
My dog is looking at me, expecting food or expecting to go outside. So I'll be right back. Keep these folks entertained.
Guys, get any questions coming in, guys. Roll them in. Roll them in. Are we on the sixth? Bottom of the sixth? Top of the seventh? Top of the seventh. 2:15, guys. Still going strong. Ish. Phils needs some runs back. We need a run back here. Tie the game up. Let's get ahead. We're now in the Braves bullpen, which, as Alex was saying, is not great. It really is not great. The Phils have a big chance here. I just feel this is a game that the Phils should not be losing. Cannot lose. We've had a big chance here to win this game. Get one over the Braves. Start the series right. Let's get these bats going. Let's get these runners in scoring positions in. Who won? Of course, the competition. Loads of you entered the competition. Well done to Travis. Travis won the competition because Alec Bone went yard at the top of the second inning. How many All-Stars do you get to this team? Oh, we'll do that in a second because I think potentially, I don't know, 2. I think Alvarado would have made the All-Star without a doubt if he hadn't gone down. Casti slowed down a little bit. I still think Harper should be there. I think regardless. Just for the story alone. Who else we got here? Come on, guys. Are we winning this? Are we going to win this, guys? Are we going to pull this out? What are your feelings right now? I don't know. I don't know. I think the bullpen will hold it out. It's just a matter of now for us. Get these hits. Get these runners in. Where are we in the lineup right now? 8 hits as well. Damn, just the 4 runs off the 8 hits. Top of the lineup. Come on, Studdy. AJ Minter in. What's that ERA? 7.36. Come on, boys. Stock, Turner, Harper. Top of the lineup is AJ Minter. This is a chance right here. Grant says need to pull this one out. We really do. This is such a winnable game right here. A good chance to get the opening win. How many? I can't remember. I don't think it's many. How many game ones we've won a series this year? I think it's 2. Dare I say we've won 2 game ones this year in the series? Got to make these count. Here he is. Alex, I was just saying, how many game ones have we won in a series this year? I think it's 2.
I would have to look in the. Let me see if I can find it. It's
not many.
It's definitely not many. I can tell you off rip. It is definitely not many. But
come on, Bryson. Top of the 7th. Crunch time now. AJ Minter in.
Would be big to get him on base here. I would think, especially against a difficult lefty in AJ Minter, even though he has absolutely sucked thus far this year.
7 point something ERA? He's in the 7s. So he's very hittable, and he's a man we can get runs off.
He has been dreadful. I can't believe how quick.
You know what's coming now, don't you? 1, 2, 3.
Well, yeah, he's gonna get.
There's the first.
I don't know. That didn't look like an offer to me, but
Bryson doesn't like it at all.
Yeah, well.
Oh, he went. Yeah,
let's see. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know.
It's one of those where you've seen him give him.
I look more at the wrists than I do the barrel of the bat. Like if they flick at the pitch, it's definitely it's a go.
Oh my God, Trey!
Yeah, it's that high fastball every time. It's the high fastball. Like it's really odd. It really is like he has just forgotten how to identify pitches. It's really odd.
Where's that going?
Oh.
No, man. T-Mac got me excited there. He was getting his voice ready to go.
Oh, man. That's a bummer.
All right, Bryce.
I thought he got a hold of that. I really did. Let me look at how hard he hit that. Wow, he didn't even hit it that hard. It looked like he got a hold of it.
All right,
man.
Bryce.
Look at that guy.
Come on, tie it up again, Bryce. Damn, we're gonna really let AJ Minter get off the hook with.
Wow.
He's barely broken sweat this inning. 2 outs already. Oof. Bryce was after all of that.
He really he has been swinging a lot at those outside and down breaking balls. But oh wow, look at his career versus AJ Minter. Did you see that?
Yeah. He bunts it.
Oh, he got it.
He bunts it. He bunts it, baby. Oh, Bryce.
What a
love it.
I hate that. I absolutely hate it. I think it's awful. But what do you? It is nice, especially when, honestly, when you have career numbers like that against a guy. I don't blame you for trying to bunt for one, and that was really well executed. So actually, good on him. I will say, I like it.
If there's ever a time for Casty to get hot, would be right now.
Well, it's at least better. It's a better matchup, that is for sure. So.
Grant says, with Olsen, Riley, Murphy up next, does it make sense to keep Nola in? What's his pitch count at?
I think
they might ride with Nola to start off with.
I would say you probably want to take him out here, especially seeing how Austin Riley has seen him tonight. I don't think you
get out. Yes, Casty. Where's Harper going? Where's Harper going? Going to third? He is. Here we go.
Your reaction to that made me think it was a double, but it was just a squib up the middle.
Just a single.
Squib up the middle.
Cooking again. 2 outs. How many times? 2 outs.
Well, you're not gonna like who's getting up to the plate now.
Oh, it's Kyle, isn't it?
Yeah, and I don't foresee this at bat going particularly.
He can't even sack fly this, can he?
Not gonna lie to you.
Please, Kyle. Please.
This is the exact kind of pitcher that Kyle Schwarber hates to see. It's the cutter breaking ball. What do you call that? Poo-poo platter. It's just not.
I just want to. Please, Kyle.
It's a good start.
Look at 0-1. Oh, Kyle, please, just a base hit. Just tie this baby up.
The time check for Dave, it is 2:22 over there.
Going strong. I'm not going strong. Ball. Okay. I'll take a walk. A walk's a great result. With JT up next.
That would be a really great result. I don't think that's the result you're going to get. I think you're either looking at a knock or a strikeout here. Because he is definitely going to be playing for the hit.
He's struck out twice looking. Go, 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 go! Get there, baby! Kyle Schwarber!
Wow!
Let's go! Let's freaking go!
I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm.
Yeah!
Oh
the
no!
Bills lead!
What? How did he get in there?
Lead!
How did he get in there? In what world?
Schwarber 2-run double, baby! The Phillies
gotta
lead!
challenge that. There's no way.
Come on! Are they going to appeal this?
They have to challenge. It didn't look like he was going to get in there at all.
Casty's not sure. I don't know. Casty's reactions make me a little bit nervous. What are they going to do here?
They had him beat on the throw. Unless they just totally whiffed the tag.
I don't think this is going to stand.
I don't think so either.
It's the replay. I think he's out.
Oh, I don't
know. Actually, did he get?
It didn't look like he tagged.
Did he get him? I don't think he tagged it. I don't think.
No, he didn't. Him. He didn't tag him.
I don't think they got him, Alex.
He put his glove on the ground. Wait, I need to look at this.
This angle's no good. This one from up above.
No, he whiffed it. He whiffed that tag.
That's safe. Safe. Don't screw this up, New York.
That's a crazy. Hold on. I'm still not sure exactly what I'm seeing. There's definitely not enough to overturn it if you ask me. But that's a terrible tag. I mean, that is he put his glove on the ground and not on Castellanos' lead leg. Did he lose? I wonder if he lost his balance. I wonder if he lost. I wonder if he lost his balance. I actually kind of have a feeling that might be what happened. And he just had to put his glove down to stabilize himself. Either way, that was a really, really, really good.
Here we go. This is it. This is the angle right here. Oh. No way, man! They've overturned it.
Wow.
But the foot's up. The foot's up.
Yeah.
The foot touched.
The foot is up. Yeah, we didn't see that angle before. Yep. It does kind of look like he is out there. That's unfortunate.
Well, that was exciting.
I don't know why why they sent him there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Dusty waved him.
Still really odd. I get wanting to take the lead, but second and third with Real Muto coming up against Minter isn't exactly a bad scenario. So, I don't know.
You kind of feel the Braves got away with that one, actually.
I don't know. I feel like Dusty hasn't been great with sends this year.
What was that? Schwab's.
Oh, there you go. Matt Gelb's tweet is funny. The Braves finally got revenge for Alec Boehm not touching.
Oh, did he touch the plate? Yes. Didn't touch home.
Yeah, because I really don't think that was enough to overturn the call. I still think, because we don't know if the leg was on the ground or not.
Yeah, they must have had a different angle to
maybe
definitively tell.
Maybe, but I don't know. I do think that they probably shouldn't have sent him there.
And how did that all start again? It all started with a Bryce 2-out bunt.
Yep, that's true. That's actually
and again, and in this game, Bryce is again tied up the home run in his.
Yeah, this game rocks. By the way, and I hope that all of you can admire Dave's decision on what night to stream because this game rocks. And this was
if we don't win this game, this is the sort of game that we have to win. We've really got to win this game.
You know, but at the same time, I really do think that this is a game where I don't know. Aaron Nola just wasn't good enough, you know, and so
he's out. He's in, by the way.
Right. But if they do lose, you know why? It's mostly because the offense has been really good. And that's.
On the whole,
that's what you really want to see. But Aaron Nola just has not been good enough tonight, and that's just what it is. Now, so being out of the game, ERA sitting at 4.59, which is just
and the pitches they scored off were all hangers and mistakes,
And the other really interesting thing too, I mean, just at a quick glance, Aaron Nola has not. Usually to this point, you can look at Aaron Nola's stats and say, okay, well, he's been pretty unlucky. He has not been unlucky this year.
No,
he has not.
No, he really hasn't.
His FIP and his ERA are close enough to where, and his xFIP too, are close enough to where, you can really say it doesn't matter. He's just not executed. That's just the end all be all, really. So I can't believe they overturned that. I really, I didn't think there was.
I can't believe it, but I also can at the same time.
I guess. I mean,
I don't know.
This is not the typical Sir Anthony Dominguez velocity that we're used to seeing. That's rather interesting.
Casty looking.
He also
big sigh.
Something interesting that I've noticed about Sir Anthony Dominguez. He really has not been able to locate his breaking stuff this year. And I say that as he throws the slider outside.
Yeah.
He really it's been rough for him. But I think there's every reason to believe he'll come around. But there's Nick Anderson. There you go. He's coming into this game.
Oh, where's that going?
Wow, how did he get to that?
Brandon Marsh. Whew.
How did he get to that baseball? Holy crap.
I tell you what, there's been a few of these where the ball has not been hit that hard, but it's traveling. No, conspiracy. That's not a conspiracy.
Well, no, but I will say, no, it must be hot in Atlanta tonight. Let me tell you, because this ball has been flying. Let me tell you. Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, it's 71 and it's 9 o'clock at night. So maybe it's humid or something, but this ball, you look at these top distances. Riley's hit two 460-foot home runs. Harper's got a 445, and Bohm has a 433. The ball is flying.
It's flying. Yeah, that ball's
absolutely flying. So I don't necessarily think it's the baseball per se.
It's probably going to be 8 and 9. It would probably everyday Brogdon's likely to come in at some point, isn't he?
Maybe. Nola, why are you growling? Nola's going to protect me from. Wait, that. Oh boy. But I do think that I think you're probably going to see it might be Soto. I don't know why they would use. Because let's see if they go down. If they go down in order, it's going to be Rosario, Albies, Ozuna, which I guess is good enough to bring out Soto.
We called it.
Let me see. Oh,
strike! He has strikeout. Yeah, I thought he was going on the check swing.
Wow.
It was a strikeout anyway.
Wow, that's lucky. But I guess it's worthwhile to bring in. I don't know, because then. Yeah, I guess you do bring in Soto, because if you can sit them down in order, then you get 8-9-1 for the 9th, and that would be ideal, to be completely honest with you.
Kim will be going for his 200th save.
400th.
400th. Yes. So would that be tonight? Possibly, potentially.
If they have the lead, yes, that would be it. In fact,
history.
If they don't take the lead in the 8th, I do wonder if they go to one of their back end guys. Because maybe they go to Hoffman, or somebody of his ilk.
Strom?
Could be Strom, I guess. Well, no, didn't Strom open the game a couple days ago?
Oh, and Tuesday's game, wasn't it?
I don't think Strom will be available. It could be. I don't know. Guy I'd be looking at is probably Jeff Hoffman. But. Or maybe even it's going to be
Soto. There he is. Now, right on cue.
Well, I guess they're assuming that maybe they do get the lead there.
Anthony. Oh, this is not a usual Dominguez outing, is it?
Again, in fact, I think it's better than the usual Dominguez we've seen this year. But
true.
Yeah, I think mechanically he's off, and I think that is, again, we look at Sir Anthony's workload last year. He was their most used pitcher in the early part of the season, and then probably down the line started to show some gaps in the armor. But again, that workload compared to his last 3 years in the major leagues is enormous. But that is an insanely good outing for him. That was really nice.
Strikeout.
That was really good. But no, you look at his last 3 years in the majors. He threw what, 1 inning? I think. So, again, you got to give him space to build his arm strength back up a little bit. He hasn't had a workload like that in a long time, and it really started to show at the end of last season. That really started to show. He had a second half meltdown last year. So
big time. Yeah, he did.
But I'm still very glad they extended him. He and Alvarado, I think those extensions are going to be they're going to look great as the years go on. I really do believe that. Because those are two. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you had to call this game now, what way is this going, Alex?
You don't want to know.
You
don't want to know what I think.
Alex.
No, of course you don't want to know. No, honestly, if I'm speaking completely objectively with you,
I just feel our bullpen's better.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure they get to Anderson, but the positive is then I'm not sure who the Braves go to in the 9th inning. Jesse Chavez? Probably not. So I think you're looking right now at either Raisel Iglesias or like Joe Jimenez or Colin McHugh or somebody. But either way, they've all kind of been a little less impressive. So I don't know.
It's a bullpen we can definitely get to.
I think you are absolutely right about that, and I think also Phillies bullpen has been quite good. So what they really need is to put up more than one run in one of these next 2 innings. They need to create some space because I'm not sure. I'm not sure they can. This Braves offense is quite.
I know where you're going with this.
It is quite good. The Braves offense is good, but I will say, Nick Anderson's great, and he's not what he used to be. So there's a decent chance they can get to him here. What's amazing, I mean, look at that walk to strikeout ratio.
Nah, just looking.
God, I wish the Phillies signed him. I really do.
3.8 ERA. So JT in. So here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
JT Bohm Marsh. Marsh gets to face a righty. Top of the 8th. Crunch time now.
Yeah, you got to score. You got to score here because in the 9th, you really don't know. Because if you don't put up a run in the 9th, then the bottom of the 9th could be a nightmare.
Yeah, no, I can't even think about the prospect of that. I really can't.
Yeah, and Kimbrel's
I need a good outcome here right now.
Kimbrel's not the guy you want to put in the bottom of the 9th when you don't have the lead.
I really need a good outcome here. JT 2-0. This is a good start.
But this is going to be a dream for me. I get to look at Nick Anderson's StatCast, which is awesome. There was not a pitcher in baseball that I loved more than 2019 Nick Anderson, or maybe it was 2018. But man, he was like the start of my fascination with StatCast came with Nick Anderson. He was something else. Were you watching? You were definitely watching then.
I was watching then.
He was he used to pitch for the Marlins. I don't know if you remember him, but he was the guy that always
I don't. I'm trying to think where he was at.
He got the Phillies.
JT struck out after being 2-0.
He got the Phillies' best hitters in those games where the Marlins were all over the Phillies. Those peak years of Marlins where the Phillies
seemed to never end.
Well, so Nick Anderson was that guy that just really just seemed to tear their best hitters apart when the game was on the line. Oh, geez.
Come on, Alec.
That's a generous call.
This is just crazy because he wasn't even giving those earlier on. Now he's back to giving them.
Whatever. What are you gonna do?
So it's just league wide now as well, isn't it? It's not just the same umpires; it's all of them.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
0-2.
Tried to hold up on that. Yeah, Anderson's really good. I really wanted the Phillies to sign him if he was healthy, and it looks like he was.
Yeah,
because he's that very rare kind of rare combination of, well, he was just having really, really good stuff, but also really, really good command, and just knowing how to utilize it. He's really fun to watch pitch. So anyway, I'll stop.
Not for us.
stop falling over this.
Yeah, what is this? You meant
I love him. I'm a
podcast about the Braves. You're the most 2-2.
I'm a big Nick Anderson fan, and it's because I'm always wrong about the Braves. I just am. Whatever I say,
and the Braves, let you know about it.
Alex. They do the opposite. So because I generally look at the Braves roster and I'm like, well, definitely not.
Oh,
yeah, but it was a strike. It was. But I generally look at the Braves roster and I'm relatively unimpressed. I look at the Braves farm system, I'm relatively unimpressed. And then they just end up pulling guys out of nowhere. Michael Harris was you want to talk about
and then giving them these insane contracts as well.
Yeah, it's really crazy. I don't it's wild. I pay very close attention to baseball as a whole, and I don't know how they do it. There's not a single organization like them, and it's very odd.
Here we go, Brandon. Here we go. 2 outs. Here we go. Now the magic begins.
Now,
2 outs.
I do think this is a good matchup for Brandon March, just based on Arsenal here. because Anderson is mostly fastball, curveball, and Marsh usually likes both of those pitches. So
get on base. And
we'll see.
Souza behind. And then back to the top of the lineup, which bodes well for the 9th.
Ooh. Oh, that was the one. That was it. Oh. I thought he was going to send that to orbit.
God, if Marsh goes yard.
That would have been nice. No, I think that was
Come on, Brandon.
I don't think he gets anything in the zone anymore.
1-2 count.
I'm wrong, but unfortunate.
No, high bouncer.
Got over top.
Straight to first. Okay, that was a bit limp from the Phils.
All right. Well,
Soto, over to you. I don't like it.
You got to hope that this is one of those really, really good Soto outings.
Soto outings, because when it goes bad for Soto, it goes bad.
Yeah, you got to hope. You really got to hope. But 11 hits on the night. And listen, I think you take that. I'm not going to lie. I think you take that. I think either way, these last 2 games have been really nice, resilient ones from the Phillies. And that is a very positive takeaway that you can have.
I agree. I just feel we've got such a good chance of.
Well, listen, Dave. Last time they went into extra innings with the score being 5-5.
That's true.
Literally yesterday.
That's true. I know. I look at these pitching matchups as well for us of the series. I'm just thinking we got a chance here. We can take 3 out of the Braves. At least split this series.
They really are on paper supposed to win this series. So it would be really disappointing to see them not, but that also, that comes with the pretense that you get a normal Aaron Nola, and you didn't get a normal Aaron Nola.
Yeah, that's true. But it's just what it would do if we could win this series. Like what it would do it would surely spark the season.
But they can still beat Schuster, and they can still beat Morton. They can.
And they can beat Strider. We've done it already.
Yeah.
Although I got a feeling he's got that playoff game in the back of his mind going into Sunday.
Yeah, they can definitely beat Strider.
Well, he
definitely wasn't hurt in that series.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Although it would be so Phil's to lose the first 3 of these and then beat Strider, of course.
It's just ridiculous though, because Spencer Strider really, again, the Braves just cloned Jacob deGrom. It's it's so odd how that just happens. They somehow come out of nowhere with this. Yeah, great. The Phillies found a steal of a 5th-round pick in Griff McGarry, but guess what? The Braves cloned Jacob deGrom. So what are you going to do?
See. We'll see.
It's very funny. I also think it's hilarious how Soto has a 4.46 ERA when he has so clearly been, or 4.64, excuse me, and he's clearly been so much better than that.
Yeah, it's been his first couple of games when he came back from injury, and then
from visa issues, yeah.
Visa issues. So he had no spring training.
Yep.
And then he had the sort of I don't know, those games where he's been blown out, hasn't he?
He's had a couple bunchers, but past that, I mean, he is so. I mean, he really is Jose Alvarado light. He really.
The Phils did win that trade, didn't they, with the Tigers?
Do you want to do a check-in on our good friends from that trade?
But with Clemens starting to heat up as well, although how long that will last, I don't know. But as far as I know, Villing and Maton aren't making waves over in Detroit.
So here, I'll give you.
You got the Soto swing and a miss.
What did he get him on?
One down.
What did he get him on? What pitch?
It was a fastball.
All right.
I don't know what it was. I wasn't.
So to give you the lowdown, Matt Vierling has actually righted the ship a little bit. He's got a 0 FWAR, which is, neither a good nor a bad thing, I suppose. He's hitting 253 with a 304 on base and a 373 slug, 90 weighted runs created. And then to find Nick Maton, you have to go all the way to the bottom of the page. Nick Maton has been worth negative 0.3 FWAR with a 74 weighted runs created. He's hitting 167. Yes.
Oh, Nick. I love him. Really like Matt and Nick.
But again, it's that the thing that we were talking about with Edmundo Sosa about him getting exposed in an everyday role. The same thing is happening to Matt Vierling and Nick Maton, right? So and on top of that, it coincides with two of the things that we were talking about, right? We were talking about Nick Maton and Matt Vierling, and how they are getting exposed in an everyday role. But we were also talking about the 40-man roster. The Phillies 40-man roster, if they were still on this 40-man roster, the Phillies 40-man roster would be packed beyond belief.
It wouldn't it? Yeah, would have.
So it's good. We were talking about how there's really only 3 spaces you can look at and say, okay, I'd be okay without those guys. Those 3 spaces could have been filled up by Nick Maton, Donnie Sands, and Matt Vierling.
Donnie Sands. I forgot about Donnie.
Yeah. So,
that's a base hit.
Unfortunate. All right, so now you're getting well, unless they get the double play here. Now you're getting 9-1-2 and the 9th, and that's spooky. So
get this double play, Gregory.
That would be nice.
Ozuna up.
But really, I think that trade is dynamite from the Phillies' perspective. No matter how Vierling, Maton, and Sands turn out, I think you do well with that trade 10 out of 10 times.
Come on, Gregory. He can steal as well, can't he? He's got a bit of pace.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just a dangerous man to have him first.
Albies was he was known as a leg first prospect when he was in the minors, but then he put on a little weight and started jacking home runs.
Oh,
that's rough.
It's fair as well.
It's a ground roll though, so it saves the run.
Because he was coming home.
Well, now you're in a really sticky situation for the 9th.
I hope this is not one of these.
You got to keep it scoreless here, though.
I know, yeah. We need to get through this one now. Oh, man. Soto, don't do this.
That was I can't even. I truly cannot believe that. First of all, I want to see how hard that was hit. But second of all, I can't believe that Marcell Ozuna is actually hitting baseballs now. It is absolutely wild. It's wild. I can't believe it.
Him and Olsen are raking right now.
Because he has, up to this point, that was hit at 94.3 miles an hour. It wasn't even a hard hit. It just hit the right spot.
Yeah, how did the Phils go about this?
You just have to pitch them straight up. You have to.
Oh, man.
You play the infield in and pitch him straight up.
Come on.
But it does look like Soto is overthrowing a little bit. Because he's hitting that 100-mile-an-hour mark, but he is also he's definitely missing his spots.
Oh, he's missed that.
So.
Come on. Come on.
Wait. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Arcia's been really good with runners in scoring position.
You're doing it again, aren't you? You're trying to be wrong on purpose.
No, but it's true. It's true. He had, at the beginning of the season before he got hurt, he had like 2 walk-off hits in a row, a bunch of go-aheads. Oh, he's really missing this spot. Rough.
Man.
Oh boy!
I just got a good feeling.
It's that same thing that we were talking about too. We were talking about Michael Harris and how he doesn't usually ground out into double plays. So if they load the bases here, he's definitely swinging at this. Wow! What? Oh no!
Are we what?
Oh no!
What?
That's egregious. Oh my.
What?
Oh my.
I genuinely can't believe that.
I will. Wow. That's crazy.
Not fair.
Oh my. I can't. How does Topper not get tossed after that?
That's crazy, man. Like,
give me 1 second. I've got a partner calling.
Wow. Wow. Darno's coming out. The backup catcher.
Oy.
So Darno's coming in.
Well, not a backup catcher. They're primary DH, typically. And I don't have a great feeling about this.
Darno's hitting .291 on the season, 1 home run, 6 RBIs.
Although that's really interesting. They must really like the matchup here because d'Arnaud can ground into a double play.
He's having a good week. All those RBIs have come in these last 7 days.
Well, he only just returned, but he had a killer spring.
Oh boy!
We will
need another Houdini act here.
Oy.
And he's it's just in the dirt. He's not got it. He's not got it, Alex.
He's got to try. Oy.
Come on.
I cannot believe that strike call.
He's going to the same place every time.
Yeah, he's missing up and down in that.
You can't miss now with 2-0.
I can't believe that strike call. Wow. How do you miss that?
Oh,
yeah, there it is.
Come on, it's in.
Yeah, I told you. That is not a good matchup for either of those two hitters, or for either of those two players. d'Arnaud and Soto. What are you going to do?
Matt, what we're saying, either Soto is either on it, he's a lights-out pitcher, or
they come in pairs. But I do think that, I mean, not that it makes a massive difference at this point, but that missed strike call is absolutely unbelievable. Like, I really don't know how you missed that.
And now what? Acuna's up?
Yeah. Not great. Not great. Yeah.
Gotta keep this again too.
Unfortunate turn of events.
Thing is, you get an indication with Soto quite early on as well, don't you? Which way it's going to go.
I also think that, like, I don't know. I think that when he's.
Oh no!
Oh, that's falling.
Nice drops. It's in. That's probably the game.
Well, you can't say that.
Oh, I thought they had a runner coming in.
No.
Oh, Alex,
and now you get a more favorable matchup here with Matt Olson. It's better. But yeah, Acuna's running hot. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Is that his third hit tonight?
Yeah, second. But when you're running hot, everything just ends up falling. It's just how it works.
Why don't we ever get those? Like,
yeah, eventually.
We just haven't had the luck this year. We have had bad luck this year.
This is also a really interesting thing. I really wonder why they're not taking this same approach with Soto as they did with Alvarado. I would really like to see him start throwing that slider more. And I think just mixing up when you're just sitting fastball, everybody comes to know what to expect, right? So I do wish he'd mix his pitches a little bit more. Well, not like that. not like this one that he just threw. But
Gregory.
But I do wish he'd throw the slider a little bit more. The good news is they saw that Olsen was late on the fastball, so that was probably a slow you down, speed you up kind of pitch. So
let's get a punch out. He's getting out. Don't record a run. Man.
Oof. Yeah, it just keeps missing.
23 pitches.
Yikes.
So we may see Connor or Hoffman coming next. No, it won't be if we get to the bottom of the ninth.
Yeah. They won't need a pitcher for the bottom of the ninth at this rate. But yeah, he just keeps missing. Definitely overthrowing a little bit.
Come on, Gregory. Just get the out. Just get the out.
Ouch. Wow, I thought that was way gone off the bat.
As soon as T-Mac said hit high into the outfield, I thought, well, that's that then. It's still 8-5, mind you.
I thought that was way gone. Wow.
It sounded like it had.
Wow.
The initial sound off the bat.
Hi. Wow. I can't believe he popped that up. I thought that was...
Who's their closer?
Rizal Iglesias, but...
Fill me with hope, Alex.
You know. Well, he only just got back from injury. He hasn't been great. So, maybe, just maybe, it happens.
Why did he have to have one of his blow-ups tonight?
I mean, I even think, oh, well, that was so weird. I have the stream muted, and the ad that just came on unmuted my sound. Anyway, I think that with Soto, you're still very much going to find, like, outings where he is just not, he's not going to have it. He's had this problem in his career at times. I think that the goal is just to find a little bit more consistency. The pitch mix is a big part of that, because when you don't have your fastball, right, you have to be able to rely on something else. So I'm interested to see if they haven't started throwing that slider a little bit more. It's possible that it's not as good as Alvarado's was at the time. It's also definitely more of a slider and less of a cutter. But
we were just saying how we won that trade.
I mean, yeah, but they still did. I mean,
yeah. It's just
still have the two hardest throwing lefties in the game, and got 3 years of control of one of them for, draft chaff. So I think they're still winners on that one. It's just really unfortunate.
Who's it now for the Phil? I didn't even see who was warming up.
I also didn't see who was warming up. It's a little odd.
Coming in?
I would guess it's Hoffman, because he didn't pitch yesterday. I don't think.
Did Vasquez pitch yesterday?
Yeah, it's Hoffman. It's Hoffman.
It is Hoffman. It is Hoffman. Yeah. All right. It's either going to be an epic comeback, and we're going to be throwing a party in the next half hour, or this is another game one defeat.
It's all right. Again, I think you can be satisfied with the result you got tonight, specifically because they looked like a competent baseball team, and the only reason that they are losing is because of Aaron Nola. That is honestly it. I'm not one to place blame on anybody, but Aaron Nola just wasn't good enough.
Yeah, he left some hangers in there.
He just wasn't good enough.
Balls.
He wasn't. So, and that's not to say, Aaron Nola is bad, nor is he, cooked or whatever you want to say. He just wasn't good enough tonight. And that's just how it goes sometimes. Everybody comes up small every once in a while. But this is my Super Bowl.
So inconsistent.
This is my Super Bowl. No, they called that strike.
Yeah, I know, but earlier it's like, the inconsistency.
Oh, I know. Yeah. But this is my Super Bowl, because I got Nick Anderson and Jeff Hoffman in the same game. So who's the real winner here? I mean, look at this man.
Uncontested. I don't care if it's. It shoots.
How are they going to call that a steal? That's defensive indifference, no?
Yeah, it is. Surely. Yeah, it's uncontested.
I don't understand how that was a steal, but that's okay. Come
on, Hoff.
Even so, I love this guy. I am a huge fan of Jeff Hoffman.
I know nothing about him until he's just come up.
He was a starter for the Rockies? ? I believe.
Please just get this out. Just thank you, Phils.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
He was a starter for the Rockies, got traded to the Reds, was a starter for the Reds, and then they sent him down to AAA, where he subsequently, I think he was still starting for them. The Phillies bumped him. I think the Reds did bump him to the bullpen down in AAA at the latter half of the season. And then the Phillies picked him up this season, and he has been dynamite. He saw a 4 to 5 mile an hour uptick on average on all of his stuff, which is crazy. And massive gains in spin, which those two things coincide. But it's very awesome to see him throw like this. He's been really good. I'm so impressed with him. And I'm really glad that they gave him a chance, because the way that he got called up to, his opt-out in the minor leagues was going to trigger the day that he got called up. So the Phillies either had to decide to let him walk or add him to the 40-man roster. And they decided to add him to the 40-man roster and subsequently the active roster. And
we haven't looked back since. Well,
there he came. It doesn't even matter. He is definitely now the issue is he is going to be owed like a substantial salary next season. So if he doesn't perform super well, they might not be inclined to keep him and tender him a contract. But he's looked so good that I think that might be silly. So I would like to see him get another shot next year, given what I've seen at least thus far. He could turn into a potato, but I don't know.
We'll see. Ninth inning Turner. Time for a ninth inning Turner. Wait.
It's Sosa, Stott, Turner here, right?
Turner. Yeah. So Sosa gets on. Stott gets on. Turner time. Tie game. Bryce does his thing and wins it.
That's not how I see it. I think I see Sosa gets out. Stott gets on. Turner. We'll say for the sake of
Turner had a hit. He hasn't had a hit tonight either, has he?
No. Turner gets on, and then Harper does it. If I had to have this Cinderella story moment, that's how I would draw it up. Oh, they're pinch hitting for Edmundo, which I actually really like.
Here we go. Iglesias versus Clemens on fire this last week.
I like Cody Clemens here. I like
He's having
that.
a really good
choice.
Little mini hot streak.
That's a good choice by Topper.
Except 0-2. Come on, Cody.
I mean, Iglesias does have really good stuff, but it looks like since coming back from injury, he has not looked the same. And typically, if AJ Minter was doing really well, he would probably be in the closer role right now, and Iglesias would get some time to settle back in, but they don't really have a choice. They are really having some bullpen problems. Would be huge for Cody Clemens to get on here. That would be immeasurable.
Oh, that was a ball. I think Cody's going up there swinging, isn't he? I do.
Oh yeah. Oh,
yeah.
There he goes. Wow. Well, that was the result that I was expecting from Edmundo Sosa anyway. So, effectively a non-zero.
Well, Stott and Trey, come on, boys!
I think you get a good at bat from Stott here. He's
looks very unimpressed.
Well, they did pinch hit for him.
If you can just get a base runner and get something happening.
Yeah, those edges are really killing the Phils tonight. But I would trust Stott in this scenario. I think Stott's going to put up a good AB.
Damn, he's painting the corners.
He truly is. But...
Oh, come on, Bryce.
Oh, or not, but I don't blame him for swinging at that. Oh. Well, folks. It was a lovely, lovely night. That really flew by. That flew by though.
It has. Really what, 2 hours? 2 hours 45.
I mean, I don't know how you did it.
I don't know myself.
It's
I'm flagging. I'm flagging now. It's 3:05. I'm flagging.
Yeah. Well, there it is. But it was a lovely night. We had a great time,
guys.
Again, I think a positive result all around. I think.
Oh.
What are you gonna do?
8 games back.
Well, wait a minute, Dave. You can't end a stream with that. First of all. Second of all, who cares how many games back there are? It's a third of the way through the season. There's 2 whole thirds left to play.
Look, the Phils can still split the series. I just want the split.
Split the series? What do you mean?
Alex, how have we roles reversed here? What's just happened?
Statistically, there is every opportunity to still win the series. They still have 3 games left to play in this. I don't know where you've gone.
It's 5. My optimism has gone to bed. Right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a good time. We'll try and do it at more UK-friendly time next time. I think it's gone pretty well.
It was pretty fun. I'm not going to lie.
I was worried about my internet connection, but I think that's held out pretty strong.
We'll just get you a new microphone.
Yeah, sorry about the sound issues. But guys, thank you.
That was really fun.
Praise win. Boo.
Thanks, guys.
Alex, thank you so much, buddy.
Ring the bell, Dave.
I'm going to bed.
For me, Dave Shaw, it's ring the bell. Good night, guys.
For me, Dave Shaw, it's ring the bell. And from Alex,
ring the bell, Dave.
Boom.
Good night, guys.